and thank you all for coming to today's Second Right to the Star and Straight Out Till Morning, a Traveler Adventure. We are currently on Game 5. I might have said the wrong game in a previous list. It's okay, we're now at Game 5.
Game 5!
Game 5. So, Michael Steinbach, would you like to start first?
Sure, my name is Michael Steinbach. I'll be playing Baxter Seidler, one of the talky merchant types for our game. And you can find me at Steinbach_the_DM on Twitch and Instagram.
And Joshua Bofunzo?
I'll be playing Nicholas Windsor.
Okay. And Carla May?
I will be playing Rye like the bread, and I'm going to get back into hopefully some little fighting rounds. Looking forward to that, and you can find me at Twitch with Carla Dickerson.
Some of you may know that Michael Kolb, our other player who commonly plays Chris Gaines, is in the film industry and is doing some film work right now. So we hope to have him back soon, but he's not here at this current game. Now, to catch up on what we had planned from last game, we have the Game 5 notes. I'm going to show this again to people so we can all see it. These were the things that we're going to remind ourselves we're going to focus on this game. As Chris is unavailable, we will try to mitigate his actions, but we can move on to the Nicholas Windsor is going to try to make the connections to the police and see who wants to be made a deputy into killing bandits. We are going to be starting that you guys are leaving the ship right now, but you guys can have a conversation about what direction you want to take in that. And so all the characters will be active now, but we're going to focus on Nicholas doing his action first. Nicholas?
I thought you said we were going to discuss what we're going to do. And
yes.
Then I would do my action first.
Start discussing.
I guess it was a little confusing because because we weren't quite. I think we weren't quite in agreement on how we were going to handle things in terms of.
This is your opportunity to get the conversation going.
Exactly. This is your moment to go into character and actually decide how you want to do things.
I hear. Chris Gaines' character was the main person who was against the concept of being deputies.
Well, he's not going to be a deputy, but everyone else could be. Just to make it a little easier, imagine Chris Gaines has said, I support your guys' goals, but I'm going to go have a drink. You guys do what you need to do. He leaves, you can negotiate everything else.
Sure. So.
All right, so if I understand correctly what you were saying, the police could help us out if we
lost you, Michael.
be deputized by them, but they need us to take care of something.
Oh, I thought
is that the just a bit?
Michael, you're cutting out a lot.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
What
I was saying, it was my understanding that you talked with the cops that they had an issue that they could deputize us, but they needed us to take care of something about bandits, right?
Something about us taking out bandits, but to be honest, I think, what is his name? What, out of character, what's Michael Kolb's character's name?
Chris Gaines.
Yeah, Gaines has made me think that perhaps I should find out far more information before we undertake this. I'm starting to think that perhaps, the three of you may not be sufficient to take out these bandits, as you all know, I'm not... my skill set isn't primarily in combat. So I'm gonna find out some more information, as I'd rather not bite off more than we could chew. And I don't know why, but I felt like I could trust the police officer. But now I'm thinking about it. Perhaps they're giving us a nigh impossible task for mediocre gains. So I guess I should try and find out some more information. If you'd
Cool.
like to try and come with me, Baxter, and try and work out, kind of work your mojo.
I'd be happy to. Although I'll be honest, if there was perhaps a doctor that was on the way between us and the police station, I wouldn't mind stopping by there for quick. Ever since the ride came down hard on my ribs a minute ago, it's actually a little tender,
That was like 20 minutes ago. But yeah, I'm sure we can find it.
Yeah, go see a medic, and I'll be here. I'll wait until you guys get some more details from the peace officers. So in the meantime, I'll check out the Tin Dragon, find out what I can find out.
Also, if anyone wants to
make Rye uncomfortable about our weight.
If anyone wants to do an intelligence roll, they can kind of just quickly see how bad off Baxter is.
Sure.
I'm assuming that's not me though, because I know that I'm bad off.
Well, you know you're in pain. You don't necessarily know if you have a pierced lung and internal bleeding.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm getting to my character sheet.
I'll roll an
Wait,
intellect for myself.
Should I do an intellect or an education?
It's going to be intellect because if you had medicine, it'd be medicine, but you don't.
An 11 with a boon bane of 5.
That's a great roll for Nicholas there.
I am trying to get to the right place. So
Yeah, it took me a while.
would I be using? Okay, you said medical or intellect, but I also have science. So, being that xenobiology is alien stuff, would I have the knowledge of humans as well to be able to have known the comparison? So would it be science or my intellect?
I will let you roll pure science because that was a remarkably good answer.
Even question?
No, that was your retort. I think it's a good retort to why you should be able to use science over intellect.
Got it. So, let's roll.
You can't know what's abnormal about aliens without knowing a baseline.
Okay.
So 9 and 2. That's not bad.
So
I had a 63.
Nicholas, you do realize that the bruise is spreading over his entire side as you guys are picking up his shirt or his vac suit.
Okay.
Rye, you do know he has a broken bone in there.
Ooh, buddy, Baxter boy, before you do anything else, let's get you out of here. I'm gonna assist, because I'm gonna have to help you get out of here.
Rich, I wouldn't mind the support, someone to put my arm around.
Okay.
Well, we have to. It's a hole. You fell, so you got to climb.
Let's also remind everybody where you're at. So, you are currently on the... Let me actually go back and go. I'm going to put a little marker where we all are, just to make sure everyone kind of can see that. And go here, and go here. The characters are currently at this red square. So, you have fallen all this way, and each of these squares are 5 feet to the bottom of this floor.
We're on the upper crew deck. Okay.
Yeah. It's already kind of a difficult spot for you guys to be in.
So I felt like 20 feet.
Yeah. It is going to be a little difficult for you guys to be able to kind of just hop back and forth. Having someone possibly come over and maybe get some type of rope connection or some type of other scenario, you might be able to kind of have some success. But this is a difficult kind of thing. Even if you guys can get him lifted to the chair, at least then he can hold on to the desk and then get to the airlock.
Rye, in all of your journeying down around here, are you taking a look around and seeing what's here? If there was A rope or something that might help us get out of here.
She's currently having some audio problems. She just sent me a message, so we're going to let her go through that audio and then be able to check that out again.
I'll roll a recon to see if I can find a rope.
Recon does not work inside locations. That is investigation. Recon is in the outside.
I figured that she would check the inside and I would leave and I would go and see if I could find a rope.
Okay, so you want to climb out.
Yes.
Okay, that's an athletics roll.
I do it.
Easily.
I rolled
Well,
an 11 with a boon bane of 6.
absolutely, if you were looking at the stars.
What?
Roll the astrogation, not athletics.
Oh. That's... Okay. Well, still a boon bane of 7 with a boon bane of 5.
Okay.
Clearly not even fully connected, so I'm gonna turn it off and turn it on again.
Okay. With a 7-5,
Hello?
you're still going to get out. They're trying to deal with audio issues, so so with a 7-5, you're able to get out. When you get out, you can then do your recon to find ropes and stuff on the outside.
Whew, whew.
You
12
definitely.
with a boon bane of 6.
So you find a whole stream of like thrown away wires. Someone had essentially took a large object out of a ship and then stripped all the wires out and just left it on the side of the road. You're able to easily get the wires to be about a was it 12.6? You find 20 feet of cable essentially. You are able to bolt a section at the top that a person can come up without an athletics, but he still does have some rib pain. So you guys could decide to use the rope maybe to lift him out, or you could decide to have him possibly just kind of keep on going of his own accord.
So I think what we'll do is first we'll both go to the top. First we'll secure him, and then we'll both go to the top and try and lift him out, and then we'll put the rope back so that someone can climb out without an athletics roll.
Okay. Rye is typing while her audio is getting reconnected.
Yeah, I read somewhere that Discord has been having problems with their servers lately.
Also, Josh, there is music in your background. Every time you talk, music plays.
Yeah, it's not my music. It's somebody else. Like it's like a next door neighbor, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry.
It's the magic of New York. Okay, can we hear Rye now?
Testing.
We hear Rye now.
I only heard you say testing twice. I think we lost the third time.
She only tested twice. Okay, so what
Carlo knew where I was going.
Nicholas was able to get some wiring there. Can you roll an athletics to help Baxter get out, Rye?
Yes, wonderful. Definitely can do that.
Essentially, if you break a 7, Baxter takes no further damage.
Break a 7, break a 7, break a 7.
Break a 7 or break Baxter's bone.
That's a 6.
See, you guys, you totally jinxed me. All I had to do was not know.
Okay. Just a pure endurance roll from Baxter.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay. You're okay. Yeah.
That boon really helped. If it was a bane, that would have sucked.
Yeah, no. If the bane was low, I was really going to be harder on you. But you get up. You're in pain in the lift, but you don't take further body damage.
So it's like mild discomfort.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because of all the boxes she put, you guys can get down with athletics rolls. Are you guys going to all go with him to the doctor to make sure he's okay?
Yeah, seeing that he's that bad, yes. We're gonna try to
Sure.
locate. I mean, I can at least. Nicholas, I think I'll be.
Might I
okay.
suggest that we leave that cable here? Might I suggest that we leave that cable here so that we can use it again in the future?
Oh, I said that after we pulled you up, we put it back. That's down so people don't need an athletics roll.
Oh,
Didn't hear you say that at all.
okay. I didn't say that I was taking it, so we're good.
Cool. We're leaving it there. Awesome.
So yeah, Nicholas, I can take Baxter and look for a doctor. You could join me, or if you want, you can head out and talk to the police. But I'd appreciate some help with this water baby.
Sure, I'll help you. Do we know where we're going, or should I quickly ask the police or something where they'd recommend us going?
We're right outside the bar, aren't we? Could we ask the bartender where the doctor is?
Yeah, let's get you comfortable inside the bar. Let's get you liquored up a little bit so that we can help numb the pain.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that, but I would just think the bartender especially would know where the doctor was. I'm sure there's more than one or two fights here.
I'm agreeing with you.
Sure.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So you guys just slip around the corner and go back into the bar. Are people just going to be up front and ask the guy for where's the nearest medical facility, or are you guys going to try to not have them know you have a wounded member? Are you being schemy at all, or are you being just like, let's get the information?
No, I'm gonna be cool about it. Well, a quick question actually. Instead, because I did go around and I looked at the encampment, I know that the admin building is there.
Yes.
So I'm going to hey Nicholas, Baxter, I think it might be best to not have Baxter move too much, so I can leave Baxter here and run over to the administration building, find out what I can. How does that sound, Baxter? You good to go? You guys want to hang out here? You want to come with me?
Set me down with a decent shot of whiskey or two, and I'll be okay for a few minutes.
All right.
Oh, so I'll wait here with him if you prefer to go, Rye.
Okay, great. So then I will do that. Is there any particular kind of role that I need to do for?
It is admin.
Okay, so then admin when I get there, right? There's nothing from
No. You
the
walk
bar
right.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm at. Okay, perfect. So then I'm at the admin. I roll, and my roll is not so bad. Not too bad. A 10 and a 3.
A 10 is so good, you actually see a sign pointing to an area saying that it's the clinic.
Okay, cool. So then I want to further review and check it out. Do I see any board saying doctor is in, or any kind of pricing?
So the clinic, by the way, I've now put on the map.
Yes.
When you walk over there, it is a laser kind of bacterial door. So as people go through it, it kills all the bacteria on them.
Great. I walk in.
Okay, you walk in, and there is one guy sitting there smoking a cigarette, and this is who he is.
Okay, I say, hello, my name's Rye. I'm hoping you might be able to help me answer a few questions regarding the services that might be available.
Of course. My name's Omar.
Hi, Omar.
You don't look hurt at all.
Nope. I'm the kind of person who likes to know, just in case I do get hurt or in case I hurt somebody else, where I can send them.
This is a good place if people get hurt.
Great. So, I don't see Storyteller. Do I need to roll to see the pricing, to see if there are pricing?
There's no pricing.
I'm sorry?
There's no listed pricing.
Okay. Great. So, let's say I beat somebody up and they've got some broken ribs. How much would it cost to help out repair that?
That probably wouldn't be too pricey. Most of the things that we charge people here for are if they've had massive mining accidents and need like body limb replacements. Guy has a few broken ribs. We're able to kind of fix that up just in the stuff that's lying around.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. By the way, dig in your cybernetic arm. Pretty nice work there.
Well, I was next to an engine that we were trying to pull out one day, and it exploded on us, and plasma blew off half my body.
Yeah, that sounds like that sucked.
I was lucky, though, that my mining company contract guaranteed I'd get a full replacement and wouldn't have to sit around and pull parts anymore. Since then, I've been working in the clinic.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're training as the new doctor, or have you been doing this for a while?
Well, I was a field rescue medic during the Marines invasions on the edge of... let me pull up a map.
And while you do that, I am going to look at my character sheet to see what I will be rolling to see whether or not I recognize maybe his platoon or history, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
I'd say either history or... what else would be a good roll? I'll let you do history since you have a history, right?
No.
Okay. So history is a separate science.
No, I don't.
I'll let you roll pure intellect just because you've been in the military.
All right. So no modifier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the roll is going to be pretty damn good. 13,
it is.
6.
It is actually a perfect roll.
So yeah.
Yeah.
The Omar Hopper, I guess, if you don't mind having it available to be edited, or if you can add to it yourself.
I will make it full free edit. Free edit. Okay, and now it should be full free edit. So, Omar Hopper was actually part of an elite unit that actually got into the Grand Duchy of Stoner and essentially was doing underground sabotage. And he probably did that from 18 to 30. And after that, he was probably given a whole ship as like a reward for his like retirement piece. Why he's on Endpoint, you don't really know, but he is definitely an incredibly well-trained guy, and that if he was the medic for this team, he also would have been an incredible fighter while also being prepared to like deal people getting blown up.
Okay, I'm typing this.
Mm-hmm.
Not very well done on my notes, but we can update that later. Wow. You're kind of impressive, dude. That was an amazing feat. Being involved in a lot of stuff. So you know what? I respect you, and I appreciate the information and availability that you can have. Do I need to, let's say, bring people to you, or are you able to come to them?
Did you break some guy's ribs?
There's a guy in the bar who kind of needs some medical attention, so...
Not a problem.
Yeah. I'd appreciate your help.
So, he swaps out his arm for one with sensors all on the bottom. And he picks up his bag and starts following you.
Okay. Cool. I go back to the bar.
Okay.
And I'm typing stuff, so bear with me.
No worries. Baxter and Nicholas see Omar now for the first time walking in, and Rye is walking right behind him.
All right, right over there. Got a couple buddies. I'm pretty sure you can tell which one's hurt.
Okay. he walks over to Baxter and he's like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?"
Oh, I've had better, but I've had worse too. And I kind of shift a little for a moment, and in that shift, there's a grimace of pain on my as I clutch at kind of my left side.
So
And then I tell back. I say, "Hey Baxter, show him your black and blue."
I believe I was getting there.
I don't know. It may not be necessary. Leave the vac suit the way it is. And he takes his little sensor hand and just holds your hand with the sensor hand, and so it's scanning like your life signs and any changes.
Did you get you?
I do have to ask a few questions, though. Baxter, right?
Great. Baxter Seidler. Pleasure to meet you. And you are Doctor?
I'm Omar Hopper. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a medic. But yeah. First question I have to ask is, you haven't had any unusual modifications?
No, I have not. All the parts that I have are the parts I was born with.
Now, this is going to be an uncomfortable question, as I'm asking a question that could be seen as illegal in the Imperium. You haven't had any...
It's a good thing I don't see any Imperial cops around here.
You haven't had any, let's say, habits that have stopped you from aging?
That I have not.
Okay. If you're
all these gray hairs all by myself.
If you're just you, this could take no time at all. While he's like holding your wrist, he is going to put a injector essentially into your vein, and he is going to do a roll. And that is 24. Yeah. And let's just see his Boon Bane.
Oh, he gets to roll a lot of dice.
He does. He was a medic when, like, if a guy took a grenade in the chest, he can still keep that guy going.
He's a good medic.
Yeah. You're fully healed. So pull back all of your penalties.
Okay.
Because he essentially, every total of 6, he gets to take away one of your wounds instantly, and he has 24. So you don't have 4 wounds, so you're fully healed.
I took 3, so I'm golden.
Yes.
So then, in that case,
But the Boon Bane is you're feeling nauseous from the alcohol, since it's like seen as a poison rejecting in you.
Okay.
So you're not going to want to drink, but you will be able to hold it down.
I will probably stop drinking once some of the pain is relieved.
Yes. So, glad you guys are okay. Do you guys new employees of the mining company, or?
no, not at the moment. But by the way, I'm sure I owe you some payment. So would you like a drink and cash, or would you just like cash?
It's okay. I don't drink what's here. I know too much of what's in it. And
Smart man.
I throw a little finger his way, like, yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, got it.
They might not be telling you, but the only material they have here to convert into alcohol is ship antifreeze.
That would explain the kick this is given.
It's not that they have even things to ferment in the air. It's a dead air society. So it's all they could really do. It does definitely give you a feeling. But I only have 1 kidney left, so don't like rolling those dice.
I
As for
thought it might have been a little bit of minor vomit in there too.
maybe a little minor vomit. Yeah, maybe a little minor vomit. So, and as for a payment, truly, it's more than okay. All the money that the clinic really gets is from all the people who need actual organ replacement and arm replacement because we're able to charge a surcharge on that. Some guy has a fall down the stairs. I'm not going to charge for that. It's just being neighborly.
I didn't say nothing about how you got hurt, man.
I appreciate having a neighbor as good as you.
So, but again, are you guys not citizens? I guess then you guys aren't working for anybody.
No, we actually just arrived not too terribly long ago, and we were speaking with the police officer, Patton, the officer Patton.
Yes.
And we were gonna go talk to her. Unfortunately, you may have actually heard some of the officers recently got killed by some bandits. They were actually out to try to help us, so we're gonna talk to Officer Patton a little bit here.
Officer Patton has a lot of problems to deal with, and anything you take off her plate's definitely going to get some gratitude.
Well, after some of her friends tried to come out and save us, I feel at least a little bit of debt towards her.
Have you been able to talk to the mayor yet?
No, I don't think any of us have. We spent a little time in the shops just trying to get some supplies, figure out a place to stay, and all of that jazz.
The mayor's this guy named Gerard Frost.
It's an awfully ironic name to have in a place like this.
Well, definitely no water or snows for him, but he was one of the stoner captains of one of the great big imperial ships that one of the big warships that landed. And while he was able to get a lot of his people together, they essentially decided, since they couldn't get off the planet, that they were going to name the captain the mayor of town. And with the mining company being supported by the Imperials, it seemed like a good way to create balance here. So no one overly objected.
Makes sense.
So if we wanted to, let's say, get into the good graces of Mr. Frost,
yeah,
what would you recommend?
Well, they're all after these weird purple crystals. But to be honest, I try to kind of stay in the middle line of just helping everybody. I know that some of Gerard's stuff was stolen recently. Maybe if that could be recovered.
Thanks for the heads up.
Definitely earn a favor or two, I'm sure.
And they, I don't know. He definitely had a posse of guys who he worked with stuff, but I imagine there's things that his people can't achieve that out-of-towners could.
That's good to know. Do you happen to know where his office is?
Yeah, he's in the back of the admin building.
Ah, all right then.
Why do you think his people wouldn't be able to accomplish something that we could?
So, the people here, you have to imagine, come in two stripes. Scavengers and deserters. So, the scavengers are good at finding stuff, and the deserters are good at running away from fights. Normally not two Venn diagrams that work too well at succeeding at difficult tasks.
Every now and then you need someone foolish enough to run at the fight.
Yeah. And almost all those people decide they want to make independentness out of some bandit parties. Pretty much, there's like 5 or 6 bandit groups that are all surrounding certain ships that they've been able to get the water reclamators back active again.
I don't suppose you've heard, are these bandit groups of...
Bandit groups
You're
of
breaking
what?
up.
Have you any chance you know if these are like 5-man operation bandit crews, or are these 20-odd that have all banded together per band?
I would say the biggest ones are probably 15, 20, and the smallest ones are 5 to 8.
Oi.
But you don't always have to go straight at them. There was a whole bandit group that they had who turned themselves in because one smart guy went into their place and broke their water reclamator.
Yeah, that's smart thinking.
So there's more than one way to skin that cat if we had cats. So going up attacking these guys, they're normally in crashed battleships that had tons and tons of marine armament to defend themselves. That might be a little difficult. But you stop their water, you stop their food, you make them start turning on themselves, they're going to walk here soon enough asking to turn themselves in.
I would also imagine getting some kind of gas into the
Getting some kind of gas
into the air filtration of the ship, so it distributes throughout the ship. Get them running out one or two at a time.
Possible, but a lot of these ships are as holy as Zerbian cheese with all the mines that hit them. It's a little hard to get it perfectly airlocked.
I get you. I was just thinking, if you get in a group of 8, if you get 2 to run out one door and take them into custody, and then you get 2 more to run out a different door, and you take them in custody, poof, that's half the team already taken in custody.
Yeah. There was this
And
bounty
I'm very
hunter.
certainly saying in custody, not just murdered.
There was this bounty hunter that was coming for this one guy who turned bandit, and he went and found where their location was, and they had all these guys watching the area, making sure no one could get in. And all he did is he gathered enough mines that he reactivated and surrounded the place, that essentially he's like, hey guys, you come out, you're going to blow yourselves up. Then just started doing pot shots at it, and everyone who eventually had to come out died. This isn't a
Clever cat.
super high tech place. Determination and a little bit of ingenuity normally stops all problems here. But don't want to definitely take too much of your time. If you guys are just looking to have a conversation or a cup of tea, maybe play some cards, be happy to see you in the clinic. But I got to stop by. This is about the time that the miners are bringing people in case there's an accident. So it's a pleasure meeting all of you.
Absolutely. Thank you ever so much.
See you later, Omar.
So
Thanks
Omar,
for your help.
before you head out, if you don't drink, what do you like around here?
Oh, I pay a little much for actually having a tea brought in on the transport ships. And then I reuse my leaves way too long. You can definitely tell I'm happier at the start of the month than at the end of the month.
I feel you there.
I hear that.
But you live in a desert long enough, you begin to appreciate water in its clearest form.
I can understand that.
So,
Thanks so much for coming.
not a problem. If any of you guys hit an accident and need a limb replacement, or you guys want to get like a gun arm or something, I hope to be the guy in your comm numbers. So, have a great night. And,
Absolutely. Thank you, Omar.
Sure. Can we get your contact information in case we need to call you remotely, I guess?
Okay. He will send you the comm info. And he takes off his automated arm with his other arm. He scratches his back, and then he puts his arm back on.
That's a handy trick.
Yeah. It definitely makes sure I have a well-scratched back, but definitely doesn't help at all when the wind's only coming from one direction. You can't feel it. So, good night, all.
Bye.
He's going to go walk back to the clinic.
Good night.
I apologize for that bad joke. That's a handy trick.
Yes. It's a very
I
handy
missed it.
trick.
I missed it. All right, you're better now. I'm gonna head back to. Head back to the spot I found and see what kind of work I can do via the hole that we jump into, and find out what I can about the Tin Dragon.
Okay. Are we cool with her doing that action first?
Bummy?
Sure.
Okay. So, Carla, can we have now that there's the cable?
No, they. Oh no. I'd prefer it if they did their stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, Josh, do you want to go talk to the police?
Baxter, are you still up for the police, or you need to take it easy for a bit?
No, actually, I'm feeling much better after Hopper. That sounds clever. I think I'm going to call him Doc Hopper. After he took care of me, I'm feeling much better. Let's go.
Sounds good.
So, both of you guys walk towards the police station. You do see all the miners beginning to return as they pass the mining company to get credited their daily credits. The stuff that you see them shipping in are primarily special metals from the ships, things like that they could recover from that. Sometimes a little bit of machine parts in that. You do see some like just raw metals, but a majority is definitely ship salvage. Okay. From there, you guys want to stop and top dating these people, or you want to just go straight to the police?
I'm
I
going.
don't particularly, but I don't mind if Baxter does.
I'm good to go straight to the police for now. I'll up in Ion, since I've heard that hyperdrive parts in particular are valuable here. I'll just keep an eye and see about how much does each miner bring. Are they bringing half a ton each with a big cart, or are most of them just bringing back one or two pieces? Just noticing as I walk by.
Most people are probably bringing about 150 pounds of stuff at a time in these huge backpacks that are essentially minor anti-gravity wells. But they are carrying it all.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, you guys walk to the police, and Cheryl is sitting outside whittling on a Minar bone. And you notice that there are 2 police speeders now. The one that you guys definitely came in, and another one. She's just off looking at the sunset stuff as you guys are walking up. Hey, you two.
Hey there.
Officer Patton, good to see you again. Just as I'm sure my friend here shared when he came and talked to you earlier, just want to say again how thankful we are for your compatriots, and sorry we are for their that the bandits were problematic.
Their untimely demise.
They were good people. And in being good people, sometimes bad things happen. You guys thinking about going after those bandits that took them out?
I was hoping to chat with you about that very thing a little.
Okay. What can I tell you?
And I look towards Nicholas.
So yeah, we were just wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about the bandit group you were mentioning.
Bandit group, who I think it is they're called the MIs. They part of 3 or 4 crash ships all in a flotilla. They came down, tried to spend some time in town. Wasn't the life for them. They stole enough parts from the mining company to get one of their ships' food and water replicators active. And they go hunting into the desert for enough of the right type of silicon to keep the ship going. But there are also people who don't get access of our drops. So they try to shoot everybody who goes by, and if they get enough positive things, they attack miners. They attack different people who've fallen from the sky. It's a little brave for them to go directly after the police, but they must have obviously found a bigger gun lately.
I'm sorry. Do you know how many of them there are?
There was about 7 that came into town. They might have recruited. Don't know.
If there were 7 of them and we got or so when they came after, that puts them at a much weaker state. Maybe there is something that we can do to them after all.
Yeah. Also, it really depends on who got the drop on who. If there were 7 of them and they got a drop on the car, they could have sniped away the pilot. Would have taken them, by the time they would have regained control, they would have gotten close enough to drop either a sleep grenade or some other flechette round against the others. Maybe one of them even tried to give up and see what type of mercy they had. If they were just speeding out trying to get to a location to go rescue you guys, they wouldn't have been preparing for an ambush.
Right. Do you have the location where that group tends to hang out? Do a bit of recon and see if we notice a distinct change in their numbers or not.
We know where the ambush was because the car's GPS tracker is going to show when it stopped.
Right?
So we have it coming from town, stopping, being there for 2 hours, getting to you, stopping, and then you guys coming here. So we could show you where the ambush was on a map. But where they are from there, we don't know. They could have buried their ship and just have secret in and outs.
Gotcha. Well, we'll have to recon the area. And I'm terribly sorry. We have not done a very good job of introducing ourselves. My name is Baxter Seidler, and this is a former sergeant of mine back from when we used to serve.
Nicholas made a point to inform us of his presence and his desire to be paid.
And I tried to get I put on kind of a pained smile there for a second. It's like, it's been a while since I've seen him last. We just kind of sort of started hanging out again.
Yeah. Can't pick everybody. Now, I would allow people to do a carouse to reduce her animosity towards Nicholas. If Nicholas rolls it, it's going to be an easier roll because he's showing he's improved. Nicholas got a 9-4. No, yeah. She's going to be like, okay. You guys are still... I understand you guys in the desert. You guys fell from the sky. Didn't know if you'd find anything. Had a little bit amount of water. You guys getting here, we're still in scavenge mode, and I understand that.
Listen, just so you should know, I didn't understand everything. I didn't understand that the police were the ones who were coming out to get us. I didn't really understand. When I landed here, everything seemed like it was about money, and I was just trying to think, how am I going to afford to, keep myself going? But I do understand people who are preying on the town, and that you all are here trying to stop it. And, I think that makes us allies.
If you're also worried about those things, the bandits couldn't be surviving unless they had some pretty valuables out there doing black market trades with other people from the town. I can't imagine everyone out here is as honorable that they're keeping only the resources that are dropped in on the supply ships just for us.
Would you also be interested in us ferreting out who in the town is working with the bandits?
I kind of see that more as a misdemeanor. Those people are just trying to survive too. But what it does tell you is the bandits have things that you might not be able to easily get here, and it might be doubly worth your while to go after them.
Okay.
We also the mayor might have had some of his goods stolen.
Yeah.
Any word on who might have done that, or was it one of these bandits taking a drop before anyone else could get there?
Oh, no. This is a much more personal situation here. The mayor thinks that the police stole it.
Oh, does he now?
See, the mayor had all these particular military artifacts that he'd been keeping in his mayoral office. He was called to the police department to ID a person who said that he knew him. And while that was occurring, he said these artifacts were stolen from his residence. And while the police arranged the meeting, and even though probably another dozen people knew of it, he blamed the police for setting him up for this theft.
Aha.
Would Joel care to be exonerated, or it's not especially important to you?
If he was happy, he'd be off of our backs. I don't
That
necessarily...
would make you happy, I imagine.
Exactly. I think he is blaming us because we're an easy target. If you get called to a guy's house and the guy's house is robbed, you might think he told someone you'd be away. It's not illogical, but we didn't do it.
Listen, we're going to be in town for at least a few weeks until the next supply ship can get here anyway. We do want to look into the bandit problem for you. I feel that I owe you something, since it was your team that came out and saved our necks. And perhaps once we've taken care of that, maybe there's something we could do to look into the mayoral issue as well.
Absolutely. So if you guys are going after the bandits, I could give you guys some ID bands that would register you as local members of the militia, so to speak.
If they were able to ambush your team, is it possible that they hacked into whatever network and they were tracking those wristbands from the team?
It's unlikely.
In which case, we wouldn't want to wear them. Okay.
It's much more if you were going to be doing anything in the town.
Okay, I get you.
The transmitter we have for being able to locate where the bands are only goes out about 5 miles. So that's why we only have the data from the car, not the data from the bodies. For example, the cops' bodies still have their probably bands on them.
You don't suppose then there's a portable tracking unit? Maybe we could recover the bodies while we were out there?
You definitely could try to build one with some of the spare parts at the mining company.
So I remember you said we could use your ship. Can we use that for personal business also, or only for this matter?
Well, I would say that if you took care of the bandits, it'd be we'd be a little bit freer with one of our 2 cars.
As we're scouting the bandits, scouting for the bandits and everything, could we use the car to get out there?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, don't use it for personal use until you've taken care of the bandits. But if you're taking care of the bandits, feel free to take it.
So one of the ships that we had seen had a working weapon, and I was thinking perhaps we could salvage that off the ship and use it against the bandits.
You could, but you guys were kind of far out there.
Yeah, but then after everything was over, we would probably sell it. So I understand why that would be considered personal.
Or you just leave it on the thing so we can attack bandits better, right?
Oh, I don't know that I would actually be able to hook it up to the ship. I just figured I could aim it at the ship.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe.
But I could see if I could jury rig something like that. It's plausible.
Normally, you need a larger power thing that you could probably easily carry if it's a ship-mounted weapon.
Yeah, I have a pretty good understanding of ship weapons. I'll see if it's possible. I didn't consider that. I just really kind of considered, like if they have a ship, sort of like hunkering it like down into the sand so it's like stable, and then cutting open a nice hole in somebody's hull.
Yeah. So we're up for new ideas. But if you guys are off to the bandits, feel free to take the car.
Perhaps after we find out a bit more about these bandits and scout them out a little, maybe we'll be able to come up with some.
Okay. So do you guys want the wristbands?
I have a feeling we're going to be heading out of town to deal with this problem. How about we collect them after we've done the scouting?
Okay, so then you guys don't get the car then.
Oh, the car's tied to the bands then?
No, but I can't give a police vehicle to non-police members.
Okay.
Is this confusing?
Well, no, I was looking at it as if we were business, we could just pick up the bands later. But I understand you need it as a badge of office.
Yeah, I cannot give you guys police resources without being a police assignee. If you guys want to go out there and scat through the desert and find where the bandits are, and say, here are the bandits, and you come back here and you want the badges and then you borrow the car, that's fine. But I can't let you borrow the car without saying you're actually going to do that.
In that case, I'll take one of those wristbands if you don't mind.
Okay, so...
I think I'd like to roll computers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I assume she's going to want our names so that we could use alternate names.
She's not asking for your names.
Then I'm going to leave it alone.
No, it's going to be DNA locked. So,
and I'm also thinking that once we get one of these bands, if we play around with it, we can. It would give us a baseline to help build one of the tracker. What kind of signal they're emitting?
Yeah. So she goes inside. She goes and gets 2 bands. She comes out. She puts it on Baxter's wrist if he doesn't reject, and he puts it on a necklace if he doesn't reject.
I would like to understand a little bit further about the world. Am I concerned about them having my DNA, or about it being locked to my DNA, or not really?
They could have taken it from you sitting in the car.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you guys haven't been particularly secure about your DNA, and this isn't a particularly sterile place.
Well, we're in vac suits, so actually,
you guys. Okay, so then you're not speaking to anyone, because you'd only be able to speak to the communicator then.
And I didn't have a vac suit when we got to town. I think I got it after. Maybe I got it at the ship. I got it at the ship.
No, you did get it
right.
at the ship.
So if you're in a vac suit and you have the vac suit fully on, you cannot speak to someone without a communicator. It's sealed.
Yeah, we open up the helmet.
Okay, so now you've spread DNA.
Sure.
You have to imagine technology 1,000 years in advance. Their basic stuff, they could pick up a DNA off of random sand, especially since it's a non-sterile environment. They can just scan around. Okay, that's that guy. But again, what are they going to do with your DNA? They're just using it as an ID.
That's why I asked. I asked if it's something that's concerning in this world. I don't know if it's something that's concerning or it doesn't matter.
I would say this. It is much more concerning if you were in a world of crazy cloning, super tech, random viruses. These people are truly using it as your driver's license. So, okay. I don't want you to feel it's never going to be a fear, but you don't feel it's a fear here.
Sounds okay. So then I won't reject it either.
Okay. Now, Baxter can do his communication roll to see how it's communicating.
It's 6.
So what it essentially does is, as it's vibrating when a person moves, it is essentially gathering kinetic energy and sending out a burst transmission. Either if there has been movement for 2 minutes or there hasn't been movement for 2 minutes, and then it stops. And that allows it to essentially do it with nearly no power. So if a person is truly like asleep, they fall off the radar. But if a person is just sitting there, most of the time in 2 minutes, you're going to move a little.
Yeah.
Um,
It's unlikely that you would pick up anything from dead bodies because chances are they're not moving.
but you might be able to get your buddies to make something to power them without their movement. Make some type of wireless thing that would power these things at a distance.
Almost ping them and for some kind of digital response.
Exactly. So on one hand, you feel safe that you guys know if you don't move, you aren't tracked. On the other hand, you know you probably could build some device that would at least let you ping them.
Yeah.
Okay. Or
Sure. Can I do like a? I'd like to go to the mining consortium and see if like I can get some parts and roll like a mechanics to make something with it.
okay, I'll let you roll. First is there a scroungy? No. I will let you roll a streetwise to essentially pick stuff up. Because you're not paying for it, right? You're scrounging.
No, okay. I mean, sure, I'll roll. You know, why not? Sure, I'll roll streetwise. Why not?
Okay. Yeah,
I roll
it's good
the
enough.
shit to the boon benefits.
Yeah, okay. Now you can do your mechanical. You definitely find enough parts.
And nine
Gotta
is
love
gonna
those spoons.
Okay. You definitely can get 5 pings out of the device. And it's going to go 3 miles.
Okay.
And it's going to be very much like, remember Aliens where they're like seeing the motion tracker?
Mm-hmm.
You're essentially going to be able to see at this distance, it's about that far away. Okay.
Okay.
Are you guys good and we can move over to Rye?
Sure.
Okay. Rye, are you available?
I am.
Okay. You're in the Tin Lizzie. Not the Tin Lizzie, the Tin Dragon. And the Tin Dragon's computer, you're able to start poking at. What type of things are you going to want to
Okay.
research?
So let me look at next 5 game notes. Rai is gaining access to the computer of the Tin Dragon, has also learned there is a locked AI in it, and they don't know if they're going to use that AI, and will talk to shopkeepers to check on underworld contact. Okay, so they need to, they know they need to change the ID, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. So, I guess what I'm going to do is, find out if I can access the AI and keep it dormant. Like, I want to understand it first, very much like how I was able to do so with my friend where's the
Blackfire robot from your history?
yes, thank you. I was trying to find that. Right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to do as much
Okay. Hop in your
as I
skills.
can. Okay, so skills.
Okay.
Okay, and then,
And then-
I've got computer.
Yeah. And then roll the computer. And this is you're putting a box to put the AI in. That's what we're starting with.
Okay, any modifier as I've done this before?
I'll let you have a +1. So just add 1.
Okay, and so my roll was a 9 and a 6.
You have now made a containment to it. Now do the roll again to put the AI in the containment.
I was hoping I can just type in there. Nope. Okay. Computer with another 1.
Yeah.
Which one?
I'll let you have another one.
Modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, same. Funny.
Okay.
Haha.
Yes, you've put it in. You can now open the AI, and it will not have access to the rest of the ship.
Okay, so just to confirm, it's going to hang out in the small area that I found.
Yes.
Okay, great. I check this. I test by saying, testing. Is there an AI that can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you please identify yourself?
I can. I am going to postpone my identification as I am getting used to my surroundings. Are you familiar with your surroundings enough to recognize where you are?
I am currently inside a contained computer protocol. I used to be inside of a ship.
My mandate is to find out as much as possible about you before revealing too much about myself. Is there a protocol on your end that would keep you from sufficiently answering my questions?
Not that I have access to. I do not believe I have a limit, but if a certain question is asked that I do, that part of my programming would be exposed.
I would like to I would like to gain access to the contained area in which you have capabilities. Are there systems in place to make this a more hospitable part of the ship for humanoids?
My current scans seem to say that there is proper oxygen and temperature. Is there a particular thing that you would like it to become more hospitable?
Oh, I wanted to find out if there's going to be any water access.
I would need to have access to a subsystem of the computer I'm currently locked out from.
Okay, thank you for that update. Currently, there will be a set of 4 humanoids that you will be coming into contact with. I need to maintain supremacy on authorizations at this moment. And what is the best way to address you?
My name is Act.
Storyteller, can you repeat that?
Act. ACT.
And what does ACT stand for?
I'm an active communication teacher.
See, I was thinking
Your audio is breaking up.
automated computer terminal.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you for creating that. Okay, perfect. Storyteller, I think that's all I feel comfortable doing without assistance from others. So
You can ask for some of the history, because that's going to be old records, not current ship control.
Okay, then I would like to. So ACT, I'd love to find out more about what the ship's history was like. Could you show me the most recent entry, and then allow me access to the rest of the files?
Absolutely. Give me a moment, and it's scanning the files. I am trying to grab the ship data.
Okay.
Here we go.
Specifically, I'll be looking for name of the ship.
Yes. So the name of the ship was the Tin Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Because it was plastered on the wall, that's why they called it the bar.
Okay.
It was a Grand Duchy stoner ship, but let's go back into roleplay.
Yeah, that's what I...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was a stoner ship that was on a particular mission to transport Enrak, gems off of the planet's surface and to take them back to the capital. In my attempt to take them back to the capital, when we were warping in on our third mission, we found that the space had been covered in mines. And while my pilot did his best to avoid them, I did take one mine in a cargo bay which vented us, and we were forced to land with other ships greater damaged. That particular cargo housing has been repaired as the door of the current entertainment piece. But in the landing that we had done, there was a sandstorm that flipped the ship on its side.
And so you're saying that the only damage that was created was the done in the cargo bay, but that has since been updated to be the current door to the entertainment section, but it does have capabilities of moving sealing up again.
It would likely take someone in vac suits in deep space to reseal it, but the cargo bay is currently sealed away from the other parts of the ship.
Okay. No other structural damage, no other issues other than it's on its side stuck in sand.
I don't have access to the current pieces of sensor data. I do have access to when I went into deep sleep mode, the last record of my sensor data, and that said we did not have damage.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
While this is a stoner military ship, we did not have weaponized platforms on this ship. We were primarily a transport and troop carrier for high-level operative groups that needed to land on planets and then trek into the objective.
Okay, I've added those to the notes.
Is there anything else I can assist you with?
No, not at this time.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything
Rye
would like to do?
Yes. So I'm going to defer back to the boys, give them another opportunity to do stuff.
Okay.
In the meantime, I would have been walking over to the shops to be able to talk to the merchants.
To talk to the merchants or to go to the location with the underworld contact?
So the last thing that I have here is talk to shopkeepers to check on underworld contact. So
Yeah.
merchants, shopkeepers, checking on the underworld contact, essentially all the above.
Okay. Because there is a location you could go meet the underworld character that Chris described.
I don't. My goal is to talk to the shopkeepers, find out what various things that they have, because I want to be able to sufficiently feed and maintain a place for 2, possibly 3 weeks in case the the transporter ship is late, things like that. I want to be able to make sure that we are sufficiently stocked. So shopkeepers.
Perfect.
As well as check and talk to them, find out what they know about the underworld in general, blah, 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 things like that. So that's what I'm saying. All the above from whatever conversations I have is what I'll get.
Okay. By the way, I do see that Chris Gaines is on Discord. Can you give an indication if you're just driving and listening to the adventure or if you want to have a speech?
I am driving and listening. I've got another 20 minutes of my drive, so if there's anything that I can do while driving, just let me know. I'm happy to roleplay, but I don't want to interfere with the flow.
Not a problem. So in the 20 minutes, we're going to then do your action. But then right now, we're going to be going back to Baxter and Nicholas with their new police badges. They have just you built the sensor that lets you have your 5 pings. Baxter, is there something you want to do now that you've kind of been led to the mining company by Nicholas?
Just keep an eye out. I have a feeling, other than just kind of trying to put a smile on my face and be friendly, until I have an idea of what the bandit actual situation is. Once I see that, then I'll be able to come up with, maybe here's some clever ways of dealing with them. But my current idea is looking. Oh, you know what? Scratch that. I want to figure out a place for us to stay, even if we actually stay in the ship. Something we can at least point to of, that's where we're lodging. Otherwise, people might figure out the ship piece that we're trying to hide.
Okay. So in the houses section, there are going to be places for rent, like rooms inside people's homes. There's not a hotel, so to speak, but there's more than enough shops and things that also have homes upstairs that people can reside in. Are you going to be trying to pay these people in credits, or are you going to try to make some type of barter deal?
Would start with, see, hey, if we bring them either, would they prefer credits from the mining company, or would they prefer raw materials that they can take to the mining company?
They'd prefer credits because the fluctuation in costs of the things that go by is a little bit difficult, and credits are easy to carry.
Then yeah, we'll pay in some credits. I probably had a few, at least in my traveling, although the lion's share of my credits would have been held in banks and whatnot. So if I had, say, 200 credits on me for traveling money,
you're looking.
I'd make the initial payment out of it.
Yeah, so they're essentially wanting probably 10 credits a night.
Yeah. I'll pay for the 5 nights.
Okay. And they make a point that there's some water. Yeah, you want to mark that off. They are making sure that you have bottled water in your room. And one of the more important things, and this is the first time you've seen this because you're now in someone's home, is a off-world communicator. So most people would just get like news reports and things from that, but theoretically you could pay to make like a long distance phone call if you did want to communicate to off the world.
Gotcha.
Okay. Are you good and we can hop over to Nicholas?
Good.
Okay. Nicholas, what would you like to do?
I don't have anything else I want to do right now.
Okay. Okay. So I guess we're then back to Rye.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
You're
so
at the shops.
I'm going to move my token to the top of the stairs.
Okay.
And I'm going to recon to kind of get an idea of, what I want to go, where I want to go to first, and I'll explain why I'm doing that in a moment. I'm going to use psychology as my role, no modifier. So what I'm trying to do is essentially, based on my merchant skills that I've already gotten from my past experience, I want to go to what appears to be like as clean can be in a place like this. Then I feel that they take pride in their wares.
Okay.
And that is pretty good, actually. So, essentially, the best merchant is the merchant stall that I want to go to.
Okay. You're definitely seeing that there is some merchant stalls that are much higher quality, and as you kind of keep going down the line, you're seeing the quality improve until you kind of get to this more of a dead end of the street where this is the fanciest kind of place that they have in the town. You can definitely tell. For example, yes?
No, go ahead.
For example, the walls are not just adobe, they're actually like colored tile, and it has a actual like automated door that's pulling in and out. They have a sign outside, and it says Pole Merchants.
And where on the map would that be? Do you mind moving my token to where that might be?
I do not mind moving your token. Let me clear away all these note pieces. And it is going to be the last one right here. As you can see, like there's all these walls over here. So as you get to the end, it's definitely, people go there because they're already looking to go to this higher quality shop instead of just seeing things of their own.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I interact with the shopkeep.
Okay.
Good day, kind sir or lady.
It is a woman.
Good day, kind lady. I'm in my vac suit still, so I just realized I need to take my hat thing off or open visor or whatever.
Yeah. So you open up your visor. I'm still looking just for a generic picture of this person. That's the problem. Here we...
Okay.
Yeah, this is good enough. No. The problem is I have primarily like militant kind of character pictures already prepped. I don't have... I've already kind of exhausted my non-militants. So, we are just going to put a name... What was that?
I do not require a beautiful picture.
Okay. Here, we are going to grab... It is going to be a guy after all. It is just going to take me a moment to grab it. And... And new handout. And all, and there you go. That's the going to be the shopkeep.
Hi, shopkeep. My name is Rye. I have to tell you, I am very impressed with your items and the cleanliness of the place, considering you're on endpoint. What specials do you have today?
Are you looking for things to help you here? Or are you looking for things to help you leave? Are you looking to things to make a whole world for yourself? We're here to solve your dreams, not necessarily just sell you a product you can't use.
I want some good coffee if you have some.
We do have some
coffee that is available, not already brewed. I'm talking about either ground beans, actually ground beans, but you know.
Please come with me. And he takes you into a basement area where there's an elevator that is actually going downward into the building. As he steps off, by the way, into the elevator, you see the front doors close and lock, so no one comes in when he's not up front.
Now, based off of the fact that I know that I found a spot for a ship that was part of the ship, do I recognize, or do I need to roll to recognize whether or not this is also part of that ship?
You can do a piloting roll.
Okay. Let me get back to my Pilot. Spacecraft, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because I've seen the inside of it, not only from the bar, but also from that extra room, do I get a modifier or no?
It is going to be a -2 modifier.
Oh, goodness. So I put -2?
Mm-hmm. That's still a great roll.
So okay. Not horrible.
So what essentially this actually is when military ships are going to battlefronts, they drop sometimes command and control centers, and this was built off of a command and control center dropped from a spaceship. It is not a spaceship. It was, though, like essentially the headquarters of a base that they essentially shipped here.
Okay. Great. Perfect.
So as he you go down about 2 stories, he walks out and you see all of these lockers that are entirely closed, almost like a high school kind of locker scenario.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He goes down about 4 in and he opens it, and there is a coffee plant that is currently in a stasis, like a person would go into hypersleep.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
And he says, before I allow the plant to age any, you seem like you're a very well-supplied person, and you would be able to pay these types of prices.
Well, I was looking for instant gratification, quite honestly. The coffee at the bar is not that great. So I'm looking more for something I can wake up to in the following days. As much as I can tell this is a stellar specimen, I would have to tell you that is not quite where my interest lies at the moment. I am seeking somewhat more immediacy.
I understand. He puts it back in the locker, and he goes back to the elevator. I think I have what you need. And he takes the elevator back up to the top floor.
But in the meantime, would I be able to do a recon roll of any sort to be able to have an idea of?
I know a lot of this is the 4th time it's come up, so I just want to make sure everyone's clear on this. Recon only works outside.
Oh, okay. Sorry, then.
Investigation
no
works inside.
Okay, so then I do not have investigation. So ixnay on the whatever.
You could do a normal intelligence roll, but to actually get the benefits of an investigation, you have to have the skill inside.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
No worries.
7-3
isn't so bad. So you kind of get the idea that this was a power center area, and he's tapped into this main power center to fuel all these stasis chambers that he probably has a lot of things that could decay or be a problem in the stasis chambers.
Okay.
I'll even go so far as saying these have been modified for when soldiers essentially were dying. They'd put them into a temporary stasis lock so they can ship them off and get them healed. He's modified those to essentially preserve luxury goods.
Okay.
He takes you upstairs and he rifles through a box and he finds an inhaler pack where you'll just put it up and you'll suck on it. He says this is a stimulant that will definitely keep you going in the mornings and be able to knock off a bit of those caffeinated cravings that you have. It should
check it.
Yes.
I check it to see if it's if I'm familiar enough with it to understand if it's truly a stimulant, minor stimulant, or if he's trying to like sell me that anti-aging drug thing or whatever. That's not cool for whatever.
An education roll.
Okay, education roll. Not streetwise.
It isn't illegal is the problem, so that's why it's mentioned.
Oh. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Not
That-
horrible. 8-2.
So on starships, they're the guys who fly the drones to attack other ships of like super major fleets. This is one of the things that they do so they keep alert. It is actually a Navy issue.
Okay.
It is probably as strong as 3 shots of espresso.
And so, I'm so sorry. I failed to remember your name. What is your name again? Or did you give me his name?
His name was on the sign outside because it was
Oh.
Poles Mercantile or Poles Products. But
Okay.
he's like, my name is Mr. Poles, and you're Rye.
Okay, so Poles is your last name. Mr.
Yes.
Poles. About how many activity or how many stimulant effects are left in this?
This came from the package, so you should be able to get a week's worth.
A week's worth. Okay, great. I would be willing to pay you money for that, unless you are looking for something to trade.
If you have anything to trade, I'd be happy to trade. I would charge 30 credits for it.
How about 20?
Okay, so you want to do a barter roll?
I think so, is what I'm trying to do. And then that is okay, so it's not it wouldn't be broker. It's
Oh yeah,
actual
broker.
barter.
No, broker is I think the roll. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it is going to be rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, so 11.5.
I'll give it to you for 25 and a smile.
I gladly give.
Okay. So he will sell you the stimulant pack. It will negate any penalties for lack of sleep when you essentially ingest it, and it lasts for 6 hours.
Okay, I'm going to remove 25 of my cash, and I will add that to my inventory.
Okay. Are you looking for anything more unique?
No, not at the moment. If you might be able to direct me to some of the more standard stalls. I am looking for basic necessities for myself and my crew. We've got about a 4-man group, and so was there a recommendation on just the basic necessities? Things that to eat, etc.
Well, I do have some military pre-packed meals I could give you that I was going to send down to a lesser trader in the shop. I'd be happy to give you, and it would save me the time of having to barter with them.
Well, in that case, what are the what are the quantities like, and what is the nutritional value in each? So, storyteller, we're talking about essentially what are those?
MREs, yeah.
Ready something.
Yeah. So, essentially, every meal he will sell you for 2 credits per person.
So,
Which on a planet that has nothing growing is not unreasonable.
yeah, I'm doing some
Yeah.
math. Bear with me.
No problem.
All right, so since we're working out a little bit of a deal, I'm saving you some time and effort, and I've already gotten a purchase at 25. I just did a quick math, so for so 56 How many do you have? I'm looking at maybe like 50 or so of these. Do you have about 50 of them?
He has a crate of 100.
Okay, let me take the 100 off of you, and we'll do the stimulant. So how about we do that for an even 100? I know it's not exactly the $2 you were looking for, but it sounds pretty fair to me.
No, I couldn't give it to you for half off.
No, wait, no.
$2 a meal for 100 meals.
See, that's not what okay. I thought it was 100 packets.
It is 100 packets for meals.
I want to basically feed the 4 people for like 2 weeks. So,
okay.
Storyteller, help me do this because I'm obviously not understanding the packages.
4 meals a day. Okay, 4 people for 4 meals.
I was thinking 2 meals a day. We don't need more than 3.
Okay, so then you're looking at 8 times 14. What is 8 times 14?
8 times 14.
104.
Oh,
he doesn't even, so you have to buy the whole box to even keep people for a week. And that's yeah.
So you're saying that $2
per package, 100 packages, that's $200.
200.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's where I was getting a little confused. Okay. So then in that case, all right, so I'll take 50 for now, along with the stimulant.
Okay, so 70.
Yeah, let's look at how about 70?
Okay.
$70. I think we can go with that.
Yeah, so he took he went back to your original price on the stimulant because you're buying the food.
Okay, so so let me subtract that. Why isn't it? Oh, I really hate the calculator on my computer. So, all right, we don't need to do anything else other than I'll go back to I'll go back outside to the other stalls and just chat away anyways.
Oh, he's right. It's 125 credits. 120 credits is the actual cost. Steinbach is right. I did the math wrong. Do you have 120 credits?
Yeah, I do, but
Okay.
I was right in the middle of roleplay, so I'm also looking at so I have to fix my math on my end.
Right. When you're done with that, he does have more roleplay with you, so I wanted to just make sure we had this checked off before we continued.
Has anybody else been taking doing the same amount of handiwork on their purchases of things like that they've been spending at the bar, or am I the only one doing that?
I know Steinbach has, and the rest of the bar expenditures I think are less than 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I haven't because I haven't spent anything significant, but I'm willing to take off like 200 for like bribes and stuff.
I'd take off 50 for you buying the entire bar drinks.
Sure, sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
You said that you still wanted to roleplay with him?
Yes. So, there are interesting things out in the desert that are incredibly valuable to a man of my discerning taste.
Oh, well, I'd love to find out how I might be able to help you.
There's a particular type of black sand. There were these particular military robots that when assaulted became this black sand, and I have a particular merchant that is willing to pay me quite highly for them. If you were to find any black sand, I'd be happy to negotiate based on the quantity that you bring.
Okay, I'll keep my eye out. Any particular features of the sand that, other than just it being black? I mean, charred sand or charred pieces of things in the sand. I don't want to come back to you with you then, looking at what I give you as if it is trash. So maybe
I could show
give
you an
me
example.
a little bit more details. Yes, please. Thank you.
So he goes to like one of the counters and he pulls out this about the size of a soda can, but it's a glass container, and he has this to you, and he like shows you, and then he takes out an electric prod and he puts it to the edge of the container, and you see the sand be attracted to it.
The sand be attracted to it?
To the electric prod.
Sort of like iron particles to a magnet, the thing?
Similar.
Now,
Yes.
Now, what is the voltage of this electricity so that I might be able to put together a device? Very much like a metal detector, maybe, but with the appropriate amount of electricity.
This is a standard stunning prod that people might use to keep away miscreants. So I believe it's about 500 to 700 amperes.
Do you by any chance have said duplicate of the thing that you have in your hand?
I do, but weapons around here are a bit expensive. And as you have such a noteworthy rifle, I doubt you'd want to pay the costs.
Well, I wouldn't mind knowing how much it costs, so that if one of my fellow team members may decide that they would like to purchase it.
It would be
I could
300,
send
sadly.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
It would be 300, sadly.
Why so sad? You need to make a living. I appreciate you letting me know.
There are very few of these that are currently still active here. The ones that are, most of them have run out of battery charge. This was actually held by a general and had a naturally recharging thing off of the gravity wells of a planet, so he would always be prepared.
I will do some due diligence on maybe locating that sand so that
Wonderful.
I may be able to assist you in your endeavor.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to help you. If there's any other thing you need, try to come here first.
I think I will. I appreciate your time,
Okay.
Mr. Poles.
Mr. Poles.
And I give him a cute little wink.
He gives you a wink with his one eye.
Yeah, he's patchy. Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Okay. So
I'll allow time for, I don't know if Kolb is back or not. Or
I think he's doing
available,
a transfer from the
Okay.
car to the house, so we can do
Okay.
the other boys, and then we can go into Kolb's section.
Okay, cool.
So Nicholas and Baxter.
I don't have specific until I think we start heading out to the car, but to kind of game out a little for the recon, just to have a little plan. So Nicholas, my initial thought is if we can recruit at least Rye with us. I know Chris didn't so much want to participate in the bandit situation. But if we can recruit Rye to help us, my thought is that we drive out towards where the ambush happened, and once we get maybe a mile or so, we ping it with your device to see if the bodies are still where the ambush happened. If not, if they go in a different direction, then we can start coordinating a little bit, of where these bandits might just be.
Was he against helping us, or was he against being a deputy?
You see, it seemed to me, and maybe we need to, maybe we can get to him when we get back from the mining shop. Maybe we can talk to him at the bar. But it seemed to me like he was against being deputized.
Yeah, I thought he was against being deputized, but that he might not mind helping. I'm not sure.
At the very least, we could ask him. If he still says no, because there was a gentleman that he was going to try to work with for a minute and get some extra credits out of it.
Yeah.
If he's got a free evening, maybe he'd help us. Worst case, maybe we go and scout it. He does his thing, and when he gets back, we try to recruit him into our side just to help out, even if he's not officially a deputy. But that's my initial. We start to get close. We get a mile or so. We ping, see if it's a different location or not. At the very least, I think if we could recover the bodies of the fallen officers, that might at least get us some goodwill. But it could very well be that it takes a while to find this bandit camp.
That makes sense.
If the ambush wasn't at their camp location, like the cops just stumbled upon it completely accidentally, then they might have ambushed, even 5 miles from their camp, in which case it'd be awfully hard to find in a 5 mile radius from anywhere on this godforsaken dust hole.
Yes, Patrick, can I do would I understand, like, would the body be valuable for, like, compost or the liquids inside of it or anything like that?
I'd let you roll Streetwise.
I have a rank in Streetwise. Could I maybe help him in some way?
Yeah, do you have a rank in Streetwise, by the way?
I have Streetwise here, but I have a red next to it. I'm not sure what that means.
So it's untrained. I would have Baxter roll it with you aiding.
Sounds good.
So, Baxter.
So if he's aiding, is that just gonna be
a static? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, there are things called organ traders, where the organs of the dead are harvested and genetically changed to other people so they can have organs when stuff's gone bad. There's also people who are needing new identities. So they will do the work to essentially get another person's identity, and they need that person's DNA, and they essentially take a full body DNA reset. There are things. They're all pretty fucking skeezy. So,
but if we bring the bodies back for burial,
that the bodies would have been taken back to their place.
If you bring the bodies back for burial, you're just going to get in really good with the police.
No, I'm sorry. The sound cut off, so I had to leave. So, would it be likely that they took the bodies back to their place, or no?
Oh, would the bandits have taken the bodies?
Yes.
They might not have taken them back to their place. They might have ground them up and put them into their food processor, because it's easier for it to convert a biologic to another biologic instead of them trying to convert, like, random silicon. So they might have. It really depends on how Mad Maxy level are these bandits.
Fair enough.
So, you guys could talk to the mayor.
To ask what he knows.
Talk to the mayor?
Sorry, both of you were at the same time. I missed it.
Hey, Josh. Go ahead, Josh.
I said, would you like to talk to the mayor?
Unless the mayor knows more about these bandits than the police officers, I don't know if there's too much to work with on that right now. The other thing is we could talk to him about the stuff that got stolen from him, but maybe one problem at a time.
It does seem like a lot of things falling on our plate. At this point in time, we have the mayor stuff, we have the bandits, you have the possible place to find the crystal, and perhaps even competing people who want the crystal.
If we could get back to the ship that we originally found the robot on, you could pull the hyperdrive components out of there and sell them for a pretty penny.
Yeah, I already figured that. Also, we know that the gun works too.
Right?
So
Uh,
I imagine.
There's
Yeah,
still
so-
the hole where the robot was walking towards as well.
So, yeah, and then also there's the robot. So, why don't I go and see if I can start scrapping the hyperdrives, the weapon and the hyperdrive pieces, and then when you all are ready, you'll signal me and I'll come back and we'll go wherever we want to go.
It's going to be a little large. You're going to want to at least take one other person with you at least to start trying to scrap that weapon.
Now that I'm feeling better and my ribs good fixed, maybe I could help you out, take care of some of the.
Right.
I'll send a message to Rye to ask her if she's interested in not doing any of these things first, or if in the meantime, while she's doing other things, if we should go out and start scrapping stuff for fun and game.
Might be worth trying to send a message to Chris and see if he's not.
Sorry, to be honest, you're right. Out of character, I would send it to both. That's the truth. I just know he's not currently here.
Okay. So, Rye, do you want to go with them? I guess she's away. Oh, no, she is.
No, I had
muted.
chewing and I didn't want to be all crunchy. Do I want to go scouting at the old ship that we were at to see if there's anything to bring with us?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go to the guns.
Yeah, I want stuff that I don't have to pay for. Sure.
Okay.
So I guess all three of us will go to the ship, and if Kolb comes back and he would have wanted to come with us, maybe he's also there. So we'll go and start. I'll start on the gun first. You want me to roll mechanics on that?
Your drive.
Before we leave,
Yeah.
I will mention to Officer Patton, hey, we're going to try to get the weaponry that he mentioned and get some supplies to scout for the bandits.
And also, I'm going to send in the communicator, hey, let's meet back up in our new spot before we head out. I have some other stuff I want to let you guys know about.
Okay.
I'm gonna say to her, instead of meeting in our new spot, why don't we talk in this place that Baxter has rented for us instead of constantly going in and out of the ship for.
What? Baxter rented something?
I rented a room for us to. Sorry, actually, you guys are messaging, so I wouldn't be there.
No, I
What?
guess I imagine it's like a text message chain, which we're all part of.
Right. But you also guys could do vocal communicators because you're all in the same vac suits.
That's. Yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
we'll do that.
Whichever method you're sending is how I'm going to be responding.
So I will reply to your comment with, yes, as a cover, I rented rooms so that if anyone was looking for us, they would find the rented rooms rather than the ship.
Okay. Great.
Rented rooms are at, and I'll give her the coordinates so that we can all meet there.
I asked Rye if she also wanted to be considered a deputy, or she preferred like our other friend to also not be a deputy.
I'm not too really interested in taking up that mantle. I'll definitely support you guys in your possible endeavors if I'm around. But I'm not quite up for getting that title.
Well, I guess my question is are you opposed to like killing or capturing vigilantes, people who are killing people who are killing police officers, or are you against that concept? Because if you're fine killing the bandits, then I guess that's something we can all do together. But if it's something you're like, I don't want to put myself at risk and I don't want to do that, then
That has
I mean-
I don't think the risk is necessarily what was keeping me from any endeavor. I just happen to have some things that I would like to take part in, and some things that I don't. And at the moment, I'm okay with going back to the place where we were and picking some stuff up and bringing it back. I'm not too keen on deputy duties at the moment. Not
we're not,
saying
like,
I won't
we're not,
necessarily
like-
change my mind.
We're not like
But-
full-time working with them. It's, I mean, like, this is basically a job
I don't
they
know
gave
how many
us.
times I can say no with so I mean no.
Sure.
Okay.
I think Chris is back.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, Chris, they are going to go and strip out the ship, but to do that, they have to be deputies. You don't want to be a deputy with them. Do you want to start your prep, or are we all cool with them rolling the stripping and doing the scouting of the bandits?
It's whatever's most convenient for everyone. If it would be to wait to go do the hunting, or for the crystals, or what do you guys want to do?
So just for clarification purposes, out of character, I just want to clarify. From the knowledge that I've heard, I don't necessarily have to be a deputy to be in the vehicle with you to go to the ship to get stuff and then come back. I have to be a deputy if I plan on being in the vehicle with you and going after the bandits. Is that correct?
You have to be a deputy to gain access to things like in the town. But like, they don't care if you come along with us and kill the guys. Like, I don't see why that would be a problem.
I'm just going to make it clear again. Cheryl directly said, you guys cannot use police things without being a police member for any purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we use the police driver and we rent a second car and she drives the second car, she's not
100%
using
okay.
any police resource.
100% okay.
See,
Okay,
but what I thought is that we're the ones driving. If there are people who are like, if you're in a lawless police
Okay.
town, like if you're a lawless police town, like let's say like in LA, right?
Okay,
You
Nicholas,
couldn't
I understand
have,
you. I understand that was the interpretation. I clarified it. You are not allowed to use police vehicles if you are not a deputy.
Right. So essentially, we can't go do the. I'm going to go scout. Or I'm going to go to the ship that we found, because it's not at the same time or even on the way to killing the bandits. If we're just going to go strip and then come back, then we can get in big trouble, especially if the patent person finds out that that's what we did.
Fine. To be honest, that wasn't at all clear to me from my original conversation. Then I would need to talk to her, because if half of my crew isn't going to be deputies, then this whole thing is ridiculous. It's impossible.
You guys had made those choices in character to become deputies. That's what.
No.
Carla,
Carla, my problem isn't whether you all want to be deputies or not. My problem is my understanding is that whatever we did, you all could come with us, and then we would reap the benefits, and then we could split it as a team. But if you all cannot come in the vehicle, then this vehicle doesn't even, like, if I'm going to put a heavy weapon on it, then I may as well get a different vehicle.
Yeah, these are the choices
plan.
that you're making. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry if there was miscommunication. I felt that she was clear that you guys could not go do personal activities until you've already proven your worth as constables by going to go do constable things. She is not going to be cool with giving free materials for one of your guys to actually say that they're going to do police work and everyone else not. So you could try to reprogram the computer that they don't sense that, try to see that they don't find out that you guys are doing those things. You could rent another vehicle.
I would just be in no rush. I mean, other people have. There's a bunch of other things that we could do, and so then why rush the deputy thing?
You could hire guns. you got to hire people in town and get them to be deputized and go with you and Baxter.
There's also
I may interject.
the idea of dealing with a broker that hired Chris while he's out getting those crystals, so the contract gets nullified.
Right. But you weren't here to negotiate any of those pieces with them, so they were trying to do the cop stuff on their own.
I'm just throwing out the other reasons why there's still use for the deputies.
How about we do this, just so everyone's back on board? Everyone goes to the room that Baxter rented, and you guys can all in person have a conversation about what you guys want to do.
Yes. Fine.
Sure. What do you all want to do?
Here is the plan that was formulating in my mind. Maybe we use that and let me know yay or nay. My thought is we can use the police car with the information as to where exactly the bandits ambushed the police officers. We use that and perhaps another cart to go to the ship that we were at, that we know there's working heavy weapons on. We get the heavy weapons, and that is our excuse to go there and loot that ship. We then can, if we utilize the weapons at all in dealing with the bandits, then we've clearly done police business all the way across the board. We can load all of the other looted items in the second conveyance. That way anyone who's not a deputy can ride in the second car. Those of us who are deputies can ride in the main car. We get data points as to locations. We get conveyance that we can use weapons. And at the end of the day, when we deal with the bandit problems, we get all of the good graces from the police officers, just so long as Chris and Rye never touch the cop car.
Can anybody else drive?
That's my view on all this. Again?
Can anybody else drive?
It would come down to you or I.
So only you and I can drive? Chris and Rye, both of you can't drive?
I do not have driving abilities. I have pilots.
Yeah, neither does Chris.
Right. And I can fly rotor vehicles in atmosphere. Can't necessarily drive a car or a hover very well. I mean, I could probably fudge
Why did we don't go?
I'm pretty handy with just about everything.
Well, so to be honest, then at this point in time, if we're going to rent a car, then we may as well just all go in one car and use that one anyway.
Well, we would, by having two vehicles, we can load up more shit, and therefore the effort is
Baxter,
more profitable.
Are you a decent driver, Baxter?
I mean, once we get out of town, it's really hard to crash into things. Going up and down the sand dunes, I realize presents a problem, but it's really hard to crash into something in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Point.
I have.
I also do not have a drive skill. I don't think any of us do. But
I can
we
drive
can-
everything, and none of you can drive anything. That's my problem. Is like clear. Like that's my thing. I'm like, this plan doesn't work. Nobody knows how to drive. I can drive. I can fly, and I can fly a spaceship.
Drives a dexterity skill. Like, worst comes to worst, I have great hand-eye coordination. We'll be fine. As long as, we're not weaving through narrow streets. Oh, wait, we're in the desert. We'll be all right.
if he's following you, you would encounter the problem first, and since you actually know how to deal with it, you could deal with it, and then he just has to follow your lead. Probably, it would make it a whole lot easier on him, I think.
Sure.
Well, keep in mind, we're going out into the desert where a bunch of cops got murdered. I mean, maybe no one else is going to be there, but especially if we're going back to the path where they were murdered, there's a decent chance that we could be ambushed or need to try. I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is a sort of finesse situation.
Chris unopaques his face. Like, does this look like a concerned face? I eat these, chew up and spit out and the bandits like this before I've had my morning shit.
Yes, but if you're driving, it's going to be hard for you to be something you can barely drive. It's going to be hard for you to be shooting at the same time.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Stop, shoot the bandits. Been in tons of raids and ambushes in my years of service. I'm not I'm not concerned.
Okay, I'm done with my nose. Let's go.
Okay.
Follow up. I have a meeting in a few hours. I'm supposed to go meet this guy to get taken his cachet, so I can
So do you want us to follow? Do you want help with that, or you want to be doing that on your own?
Well, this is my straight up plan. Again, I'm supposed to go find this Aranak crystal cache with this guy arranged by this broker, and gonna find the cache and double cross this asshole. And as long as the broker isn't around when I get back, and we have this whole cache of invaluable battery crystals that are used for robots, all to ourselves, because I am not beholden to anybody. Not a deputy, don't work for a company. Let's become our bad boys.
Isn't that going to require us having set a little bit more of the
Right, and didn't you say something about us arresting the broker or something?
Isn't that going to have we're going to have to set up we're going to have done some success with the cop thing before we could do the other part, I think.
Just to go arrest the broker. You're cops, right? They want you to do cop things.
Yes, but we haven't done any cop things yet. It's like literally the first thing we're going to do is going to be to arrest them. I think like if we brought them back, like the bodies or perhaps or some bandits, then we could do that thing.
Well, okay. I mean, you're obviously
we have a
dead
few
set.
hours. Why don't me and Baxter see if we can find some bodies in the next few hours, perhaps, and then once we've gotten some goodwill, perhaps we can do that.
Need some bodies. I can make the bodies. Bodies are no problem.
Well, I'd also like to make sure that before we go anywhere, I get a chance to talk to you about some new developments. So once you guys have it all figured out, let me know.
By all means, Rye, please educate me.
Okay. So we are, just for clarification purposes, out of character, we are in the rented room, correct?
Correct.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so thank you. All right, so...
But we're all talking within the back so nobody can hear us, I think.
Sure. So I was able to get the ship's AI from the Tin Dragon and get it isolated to the area that I showed you guys before. And so just as a heads up, the AI's name is ACT, A-C-T, and it will respond to your voice activations. I'm currently, quote unquote, the main person in charge. So just as a heads up, there's an AI that's available. We can have a further discussion on that once we're done having fun going out and about. But also, I was able to go to the shops and met with Mr. Poles. He is the swankiest person here as far as the shops are concerned. He took me down into a very cool spot, which looks like it was a previous command center that had been dropped nearby. It's not part of the ship, not part of the Tin Dragon. And so he asked if I could keep a lookout for some black sand. And I don't know if you realized it, but we've got some black sand.
You're not giving up, robot.
He specifically was aware of the robots. So I just wanted to let you guys know we are not the only people who are familiar with the stuff that we have. So
it sounds like a lot of robots have come through here. Our robot's not the only one.
Yes, exactly. So we don't necessarily want to mention, obviously, that we have the robot in sand form either.
How would he tell the difference between that and iron shavings?
I don't know. I just asked him how I would be able to, find, verify or find the black sand. It was just some basic electrical current type of situation, and so I'm gonna come up with hopefully come up with a device or find a equally acceptable configuration, but it's low on the priority list. But in case you guys happen to see any other black sand that's not part of our robot, let me know because we can get some a pretty penny for it.
Maybe you said he had an electrical device that reacted to it?
Yeah, it's a taser, and in order to get one like it, it would be 300 credits.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
When we crash landed, but didn't we crash land into like, wasn't that all black sand around our pods?
I would have to
Patrick?
storyteller
No.
roll, I think.
There was
to
burnt
know-
sand. It wasn't black sand.
Okay.
They-
So yeah, nah, that is just some heat scorched sand, unfortunately.
See, my thought is, if the black particles are being agitated by just a little bit of power, if we were able to put it, like, plug it into the bit of the reactor that still works at the ship that we found, maybe that would actually, like, feed it enough power to start reconstituting a little.
Yeah, it's possible. Not really on my radar of things that I want to work on right now. I want to be able to survive. So, having said that, I'd like to present to you all food.
Well, that's handy right there.
So, let's divvy this up. Keep in mind, guys, that I spent my own dime, I spent my own credits on this. So, whenever we get some income, it would be really great to get some money. But I'm not gonna make you guys pay to eat at this moment.
If we get some cash, if we get a windfall, we cut you back in for a piece. I completely understand.
Now,
I mean-
Baxter, you paid for my rented room, so we could have a conversation on it later.
Sorry, Josh, go ahead.
I mean, I could reimburse you now if you prefer. I mean, would you prefer that? Do you want to let me know how much I owe you?
Nope, we don't have to do that now. It's not of paramount necessity. It's more of a hey, just it'll help at some point. You guys let me know what you want to offer me. I'm not going to make you pay for each meal.
As a note, this would probably be a time people would want to eat, as they have not eaten much more than a bite of bar food since they were at the other ship.
We had found the protein ration bars
Nutritional
there.
bars.
Right.
Yeah.
So that has
We've
not
been-
been real warm meals.
Should we discuss how we're dealing with finances moving forward? I mean, when I bought a round of drinks for the bar to distract them so you could go in, like I didn't really think that we were going to be like figuring out like finances, but to be honest, the longer it goes on, the more wearing it could be on our finances. So perhaps we should maybe make a pot or talk about when we're going to buy things. We should try and work that out.
Well, I gotta say, Johnny did good here. I appreciate you, and we'll be sure to make you that money back in our endeavors.
As of right now, I'm comfortable in my cash holdings, and I'm merely mentioning it as it's not a requirement to pay me for the food. It's more of a hey, if you guys so choose to, I'm not going to turn away the money, is what I'm saying.
Sounds like we're in a keep your receipt kind of mentality. And then
That's what it sounds like.
once we get a payday, then we divvy out who's spent on stuff that's helped the group. Personal expenditures are their own, and then we can split up after expenses. With that, I think we've got a few hours until Chris has to do his piece. If we're going to try to then arrest the broker, we got to figure out some crime that we can arrest him on, and at least have participated and done some, hour or two out to try to scout, and then come back into town so we can say that we are performing our deputy duties before we try to arrest this guy.
Chris opens his belt pouch, pulls out the energy rifle ammo cartridge, tosses it to Baxter, and there you go. He's carrying ammunition in the city.
I mean, I could probably make that work.
Time to plant some evidence.
And didn't we have a couple of unregistered bullets as well?
Yeah, I think I divvied them up, but if you all want to give them back, we could use those instead.
Even if he's found with 2 bullets, that would be enough for us to say, hey, we noticed this guy, we saw bullets in his hand, and as we approached him, we saw this other power pack, and we thought, hey, they took all of our ammo. Why wouldn't they take his? These must be illegal, and we brought him in. That could be our pretense.
He approached you as new people and tried to sell you unregistered bullets. He didn't realize you've been deputized.
That could work as the explanation as well. Just out of curiosity, he tried to sell any bullets or ammo to you? Or are you reporting to a deputy that man sold you this power pack that you've now handed me?
Tell me where the bad man touched you.
Sure. But you won't be calling me in for a witness because you'll never find me.
So, just to remember, that is the underworld guy he's talking about.
Right. So then it sounds like...
Also, they mentioned... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Also, we found out that the mayor had some of his items stolen while he came into the police station, and he's currently blaming on the police. We found out from more than one source that apparently he'd really appreciate it if the stuff was returned, and of course the police would appreciate it if the mayor was less negative towards them.
Oh, okay.
I could just get the mayor too. That'd help as well, right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Well, I could kill the mayor too, and then the new guy would be taken care of.
I don't think we need to necessarily kill the mayor because, from my understanding, nobody's talking bad about the mayor. He doesn't seem like a bad guy.
Just checking. Murder tends to solve problems.
It also creates new ones.
I think in this case, that might be one step too far. It's good to know that it's on the table.
Yep. The new problems created by murder can usually just be solved with more murder.
So, do you want to go to the meeting? Do you want to rush and try to get stuff from the ship?
I think we'd like to rush to try and see if we could find to the spot where they stopped, and see if we can find the bodies before the meeting.
Does that seem like we get there and back in, say, 3 hours?
Okay. You're needing to go a little faster than safe, so I'd like you to do your drive roll.
I'm going to kill everybody. Okay.
You're just going to kill those deputies.
That's the wrong thing. It is an 11 with a boon bane of 3.
You make it to the location. You enact the ping, and the ping shows that the bodies are 4 miles away.
4 miles closer to the city, or 4 miles further from the city?
Further. It is almost due south of here.
Due south?
Mm-hmm.
So Baxter, what do you want to do?
He
Do
came
you want to
from
try and
north.
you want to try and drive 3.5 miles away and see what we see, or what would you like to do?
Well, we got to get back to the town, but yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Okay. So sure. So we're gonna try and drive like 3.5 miles out and see before we get too close what we see. Do we see a ship? Do we not see a ship? Is it completely empty?
Okay, so first drive.
Oh, roll drive again. You're saying?
Yes.
What difficulty am I trying to hit?
Essentially, if you break a 10, there's no difficulty. It doesn't matter what your Boon Bane is. If you get under a 10, your Boon Bane is going to come into play. If you get, I would say, 6 or under, your Boon Bane is just how badly do you not survive? How do you survive the crash?
Oh, I feel like with those like I could literally get us killed just by regular driving.
Well, because you're not regularly driving. You're trying to do everything twice as fast to get back in time.
Fair enough. Okay, so 3.5 miles out. Should I roll a recon?
Okay, so I need both of you guys to roll recon separately.
3.5 miles. Apparently too close. Ooh, baby. 17 with a Boon Bane of 4. That's not bad.
Okay, and Baxter's recon?
I don't actually have the recon skill.
Okay, so it's fine. You're like, it's bright, and you like put on like a visor.
I've got my hand on my gun. I picked up my bullets before I left town, so in case something happens, I can quick draw.
So at recon 17.4, you're noticing a pattern in the sand. That's an unusual pattern. It is almost like concentric circles.
Can I roll some sort of intelligence to or education to understand what that would be?
I will let you roll an intelligence. The diff is going to be an 8 to get.
Hey, Michael has a theory, and this could be bad.
No, bunk.
No. Do you want to, Baxter? Do you want to try to roll it?
Sure. Just straight intellect.
It's actually education, but.
Ooh, let me roll education instead. That's totally better. What? An 8? That's bunk.
I'll try the education roll.
Education is my best skill. I have a 15 education.
Okay. With your 6 Boon Bane, I'm going to give you something that may be helpful, may not be. Something was on the surface, and now it's lower than the surface. That's what your Boon Bane gives you.
Oh God! So we're half a mile away, and we're already on top of their base.
No, that's all you know.
Right. But my concern is that they, buried some kind of mine or something.
Possibly. Do you guys want to keep driving?
I'm getting. I say that we've done some scouting. That might be enough for today. You're the driver. I have to bow to your preference.
I mean, I have no idea what's underneath the sand.
You say that we found it, and that we want some sort of automated defense field.
Quite plausibly.
Also, because you have the GPS of the car, you could just record where you're getting the beep of the bodies and return with that information.
Right.
Okay. Is there anything else we can use to find additional information with what we have, or no? Well, actually, the half a mile. What do you call it? So if I'm looking half a mile away, what am I seeing? Is there? And there's nothing over there either. It's just blank sand also there.
There's dunes.
Say that again, please.
There's sand dunes.
Sand dunes. Okay. Yeah. So we'll mark it down and we'll head back to the city.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea if there could be mines here, and I think we heard someone say that they used mines before. So yeah, I guess it could be quite possible that they could have mines here.
So we're moving to Chris Gaines in his meeting with the Underworld character. Okay.
Sounds good.
So, underworld character. His name is Hubert Ellis. He's the guy who knows where the gems are. And there you go.
He's young.
Okay. And he is wearing a combat suit.
Hello there, kid.
Hey. You're the guy Antonio told me to meet?
I'm the guy.
It's just you?
He looks around. I'm all you need.
Okay. Problem I had at this ship is there's a lot of locked doors, but the sensors show that the crystals are in there.
I was told you can get through the locks. You just need somebody to keep you safe from minors and raiders.
Okay, let's go. He
All right. Stop by the locker so I can get my ammo.
Okay. He has a little speed bike, almost like the ones you would imagine in Return of the Jedi or The Mandalorian.
He's got a little speeder bike, all right. How do you did not hauling those bad boys back?
We easily can strap the bags to the speeder.
Oh, the way he described it, I was expecting pallets and pallets of them.
No. We're looking at probably 250 pounds. That's still a larger cachet of them than most people ever find on the planet.
Must be very valuable then.
It is.
All right.
All these ships that you see crashed around here were all coming here because of the mining of this material. And then finally the concentrations got so low there was no point for them to keep fighting.
Well, here's to a payday then.
Okay. He lets you on the back of his bike after you guys get the ammo.
All right.
And he starts riding off. And he is riding to the east. This is the one direction your guys have not gone. Okay.
Lovely desert.
Not my thing. I was born in space and prefer to be on a ship. In fact, my ship went down here. Been trying for a while to get enough people to possibly break through. Once I get my money here, I just want to get off and get out of this damn place.
I get that. How old are you, kid?
23.
Oh, how long you been here?
About a year.
Hard luck.
Yeah. My first ship got crashed down. Did my best, but most of the crew died. Was able to get
What'd you do on that ship?
Oh, I was one of the Marines. Just jumping down. First guy to take a bullet. First guy to be in the scenario. But don't have my weapons anymore. A lot of that got destroyed in the crash.
Private or Imperial?
I was no pirate. I was with an Imperial team. We did our best, but you can't say that a pilot has appropriately landed a ship after 4 mines are attached to it.
Yeah. What unit were you out of?
I was out of the X-11s. He's telling a proper unit in this general zone.
Who's your CO?
Nikki Trey.
Do I recognize that name? Maybe he was an LT at some point before he made CO when I was still in.
I'll let you roll an education.
8-4.
You heard of them. It was your guys always like, man, that dude was too light. He wasn't as hard and rough as your team because you guys were a much more elite unit.
Oh, Nicky, that candy ass, huh? No wonder y'all crashed.
Tried his best, then got eaten by those water beasts.
No surprise. I'm sure he tasted as sweet as he smelled.
So, after about an hour and a half, you guys start coming up on a large Imperial ship. This definitely was a frigate, possibly even larger than the one you guys were exploring. He puts the bike up to the edge of the ship, and he gets off. Do you dismount?
Yeah, Chris gives a low whistle. Says something to the effect, in space, it's hard to understand just how big these bastards are. When you see one just laid out here like a beached whale, it's a damn city in the sky, or it used to be.
You also have to imagine, after all the work that they did designing these things, they put more airlocks around places. When you're in space, you always find seemingly an airlock's always nearby. When it's on the ground, you got to climb and dive and dig. Those airlocks are not nearly as numerous as you always thought they were.
Yeah, well, we don't exactly have a clear path with lifts to take us straight to one.
So, after you dismount from the bike, he presses a button, and the bike essentially compresses into a box that magnetically locks to the side of the ship.
That is a handy toy you got there.
It was a recon thing that my machinist was working on before he died. Seemed like the last great thing we were able to get out of our skiff.
Well, lead on, Hubert.
Okay. He starts walking up to this particular kind of ramp. As he goes up, you see him do a small climb. I'm going to do his athletics roll. He makes it with some difficulty. Can you do an athletics? You dance up there. He gets up to a panel. He pulls out a wire from his combat suit and he connects it into the panel. And you see his eyes gloss over as you notice that he has a implanted computer in his head. And he's attempting to hack the interface.
I take a quick glance at the panel.
Okay.
Does it look like the AI is active?
It does look like the AI is active.
Captain Gage requesting access.
Doesn't respond to you. After about 5 minutes of hacking, the front door opens, and you guys can climb in now that you're not having to hang off the side. There is dust essentially being pushed through the ventilators. So as you walk down the halls, all the areas normally scrubbed oxygen tanks would be blowing air, is actually blowing just hot dust.
Lovely. And Chris makes sure he's sealed up.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Computer, are you active?
The computer won't speak to us. It's DNA locked to a certain list of high-ranking officials.
Oh, shit. This was a hell of a bird, then.
Yep. So, as you guys are walking, can you roll a dexterity, which is your initiative?
You rolled a 5. Ooh.
That is not so great. Okay, now, the rest of the players. So, Baxter, Nicholas, and Rye.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Hello.
We are going to be using the Bandit character sheets as the computer terminal AI robots that are coming to essentially fight. We are going to be having the first robot be done by Baxter, who's going to be taking the character sheet of Bandit 1.
Gotcha.
We're going to be having Nicholas take the character sheet of Bandit 2. And Rye, you can pick between 3 and 4. They each have different weapons. The only part of the character sheet after your dex roll that you need to normally worry about is going to be in the combat section, and you will just click on the actual checkbox next to the weapon that you are fighting with.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
My bandit was pretty wily. He rolled a 12 with a boon bane of 5.
So
Sorry, Chris.
3 or 4, right?
3 or 4? Yes, you pick which
Yeah.
one you want. And then you're
Okay,
going to
I
be...
want bandit 4.
Okay. So then on Bandit 4, click on the roll initiative.
Is
With
the
me?
dex roll correct?
It was in, yes, but it's in the combat section. There's actually a button that just says roll initiative.
Yeah, I was in the wrong place. Roll initiative. Okay.
Okay. And that is a 6. So, of all the things, Chris is going to get attacked by all of them before he responds.
Does Hubert get an initiative roll?
Hubert is diving for cover.
So he doesn't have to roll initiative to see when he dies. He just
I'll
did
roll it.
Thank you.
You're like, maybe they'll kill Hubert first. Okay, 2d6.
I was going to go.
He
awfully
still
better.
beat Chris!
But not all the robots.
Not all the robots. Okay, so we're going to go with the strongest robot roll is the Nicholas Winters roll. You're coming by. These people are unauthorized people. You can role play if you want to speak to them, or you can just start shooting. It is entirely up to you. They are wearing Imperial combat gear, so you can start the conversation if you want.
Is this an Imperial ship?
It is an Imperial ship.
Okay, just want to double check.
Yes. Do you want to talk? Do you want to shoot, Nicholas? Nicholas, there you go.
I'm an Imperial robot, right? Like
Yes.
I'm supposed to be.
But these people are illegally coming onto a ship and are not authorized personnel.
I don't know what my protocols would be, but I mean I know the nice thing is to talk. I imagine it's a robot. It's just going to shoot.
Okay, you can talk while you shoot. You're unauthorized. Bang.
Unauthorized intruders.
Okay.
Capture imminent.
So, I would like you to roll your weapon. Click that. Boom. That attack. What is Chris Gaines' armor?
TL is 12. What's the armor on it?
It should be the
my attack was
protection button.
11. My boon bane was 1, and my damage was 15.
Your protection's not listed there. Let's go check it out on the book. Because it is the first time we're doing that. Holmes. And
I think it's a 10.
so I think you will sadly get hit.
Yep, I'll take 5 points, looks like.
Okay. So you're -5 on your endurance as the blast goes through that part of your armor. And confirm what the weapon was. It was a machine gun. So it is pillowing bullets through the area. I will say the flash coming off of all of those blasts on you make you a bit harder to aim. And the next shooter is going to have a 2-point penalty on the roll. So we're now going to be moving to Baxter. And your roll we're just going to look at and do a -2. So just click on your weapon.
So my robot has 2 laser pistols, one in his right hand, one in his left hand. He's going to fire them both, one at each of the combatants. We'll say the right is aimed at Chris, and the left is aimed at Hubert.
Okay, the mechanic, by the way, on yours are already pre-done to have the penalty for two-handed shooting.
Yep.
Okay, so the first laser pistol is going to be a 10 then with a -2, and that does not beat Chris Gaines' armor. And then the laser pistol on the left at an 8 is going to also not beat the armor of the other guy. So both blasts hit, but they are not good enough to actually penetrate.
Intruders, prepare for termination.
Okay. Now, Rise had a boon bane of 1. Let's see what the boon bane of this guy was to jump out of the way. He had a 4. He is going to beat Rye, and he is going to jump into full cover. So he is not going to be able to take damage right now, as he is hidden in a bulk way that you guys will have to get a different aim.
Okay.
But Rye could shoot Chris, because Chris is still open with the -2 of his body being lit up by bullets.
My magazine, I have what I would consider enough magazine rounds to attempt to shoot at the So
click auto rifle and
yeah,
where you do
yeah,
-2.
yeah.
Okay, that is also still not enough to succeed because of the -2 penalty I give. Okay, so the bullets land around him, and we are now on Chris Gaines, who has taken one massive shot, one massive spray of machine gun through the chest.
Chris is also going to move to cover while returning fire.
Okay, so
he's going to shoot the robot that shot him first.
Now, there is 2 methods to do this, by the way. If you are trying to be entirely invisible, you essentially gain a +4 on the roll, and they have to actually essentially blow away the bulkhead to get to you. If you are just taking cover where part of you is still visible, you just get a damage reduction, as some of the shots don't hit you and some of the shots do. Want to make sure you understand those two different clarifications.
Gotcha. I'll take the damage reduction so I can return fire.
Okay, and which one are you shooting at? The one that actually hit you?
Yeah, the one that fucked me up. The first one that shot me.
Okay, click.
That's a 20.
That is
for
perfect.
23 damage.
Okay. So, now, Bandit 1 on your character sheet, that may be enough to stop you, just as a note.
I thought he was attacking...
You're the one who made the hit.
I missed him. It was Josh's...
Oh, it was Josh's hit. Okay, so Josh is Bandit 2.
I'm Bandit 1.
You're
No, I'm
Bandit 1. You're Bandit 1. Okay, so Bandit 1, he has caused 25 damage, right? I can't go back and forth between those.
23 damage.
Okay, he has a flak jacket to remove 3, so he's going to take 20. So, you are automatically going to be unconscious, as you're going to lose 6 off your endurance first. So essentially, your gyros are screwed up, but you're still able to communicate. And then you're going to lose the full 10 off your dex, but you haven't lost all of your strength. So you at least can still communicate, but you cannot move or shoot. Enough of you has been damaged.
Sounds good.
So, as you are winning initiative, is there something you want to say?
These are like fully sentient robots?
These are robots being controlled by a greater AI, so they could communicate.
Sorry, I have been incapacitated.
Okay, so that's what you say. I am sorry, I've been incapacitated.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay, So the next person on initiative, which is the Baxter player.
Real quick, I'm gonna keep the damage from earlier. But if we were looking at vac suit, or I was looking at vac suit, not combat armor. What I have is combat armor, so my protection is plus 17. A vac suit at TL12 is plus 10. That's what was my confusion.
Oh, okay. So if you had the 17, you took. I really would just like to do it right our first time. You took the 15, right? No. That was the first one you had. Okay, so your vac suit theoretically has 3 armor left. It's important because you don't want to lose the dice rolls that you're going to take from penalties. So let's just note that your combat armor has 3 armor left until it needs repair.
Gotcha.
Okay, so can we have the Baxter-controlled character sheet with the double shot?
Okay, it now looks like I can't see Hubert because he's behind full cover.
Yes.
So shots pew pew at Chris Gaines.
Okay. And you're just needing the 11s now, but there will be a damage automatic mitigation.
Right.
Wait, so he took 15.
It hits.
When he took damage, when he took all that damage, it didn't give him a penalty to shoot at all?
No, because it pierced through. It has not pierced through his entire combat armor.
Interesting. Okay.
If my understanding is correct, it's effectively like the armor rating is almost the armor's hit points. So once 2 or 3 more points of damage get done to the armor will stop preventing damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so the first shot is going to definitely land, and you're going to take 9, 3 of which are going to be removed by the armor, and then you're going to be taking 6 onto your endurance.
Did I take any damage reduction from the cover?
Oh, valid point. So you lose another 3 from that. So you're only going to take 3 endurance on the first shot.
All right.
Then the second shot lands. It's going to take another 3 off from the cover, but because your armor has been blasted through, you're going to take 6 more.
All right.
Are you still conscious?
I am.
Cool. Okay.
Patrick, could I pitch something?
Yes.
Because the left-handed laser pistol had a bane of 1, maybe 1 more point get mitigated by the plating. Try to help my buddy Chris out.
With that bane of 1,
maybe the gun misfires and I have to spend a round clearing it.
Yeah, that gun has failed. You cannot use that gun because you would be able to clear it if you had a free hand. You don't.
Oh, cool.
So now we're on the guy standing next to you and Rye's character. The guy standing next to you is going to try to do a heal test on you, spraying a healing foam.
Like, you didn't warn me. There's robots inside.
We're going to do 3d6. He has only healed you 1 of your points.
Fabulous.
Okay. Now we're on Rise.
Oh, I forgot to unmute myself. Okie dokie.
And roll your attack.
Am I within striking distance, or am I only within shooting distance?
You could advance to try to enter melee.
I am going to advance and attempt to enter melee.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll a dexterity to see if you get there in time for your action.
Okay. Dexterity on the way.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough. So you're going to be able to hit him next turn, but not this turn.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're on Chris Gaines. Chris Gaines, 1 robot has started charging you, holding a large club in its hand.
Yeah, I'm shooting that one, and then ducking behind full cover.
Okay. So unload your shot.
18
lands.
for 21.
21 on Bandit 4. Bandit 4, I think, is popped. Yeah, you just blow through it.
I I'm dead.
Because the thing is, it only has an armor protection 1, 5 endurance, 7 dex, 6 strength. That's enough just to nuke it. You just shoot
I'm
through it and
dead.
it blows up.
Chris pulls the weapon back down into a low ready, spins around Hubert, and then takes a position on the other side of Hubert, behind the bulkhead in full cover. So Hubert is now between him and whatever comes around the corner next.
Hubert was on the wall.
Yeah, I thought he was like, I ducked behind a bulkhead because I was taking partial cover for him to be next to me. He was in full cover, like he had gone further down.
Okay. I'm gonna
Like that's
do
how I picture
a intellect roll to see if he maintains composure. Because he was feeling safe behind a wall since he didn't have a good gun. Yeah, let's see what we got. He is frightened to the point of inactivity, but not frightened to the point he will have to flee. Okay. We are now at the top of the list, which I think the only active person is the Baxter robot.
Indeed. It appears both of them are behind full cover, though.
Yes, you would have to do a dex roll to get within range to shoot.
Okay, let's try that then.
Okay.
Intruders prepare for extermination.
You do make it. You can shoot them. They will have the base cover of the -3.
Okay. So I will go as if I am firing both, but just the left clicks blank. So the right at Chris Gaines.
You
That's
miss.
probably not enough to hit him.
Yep, and the other goes click. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Um,
Chris open comps. Oh, thank God. And then pops him.
okay, roll it. And 16,
16
hits.
for 20.
Yeah, 21 hits. It's down.
Motherfucker, that hurt.
Okay.
Oh, my armor. My poor armor. Oh, it's going to take me days to repair.
I'm more worried that they've now alerted greater robots that this was
Well,
just
you know,
entry.
heads up. Would have been great that there were robots in here.
I told them they were defense.
He said that there was, like, minors around the ship, and that's what you're worried about.
I was worried about that. He points to like the broken robot.
Yeah, I can see that.
Out of character,
Well-
how much damage do you currently have?
I have 3 endurance left after that healing for 1.
He's gonna try one more time. You heal 2 more.
Okay.
He's like, so follow me. Let's try to be as quick as we can. So he starts running down the hallways. He gets
Chris
to.
picks up the machine gun.
You have to pick up the whole robot.
Oh, it's attached.
Yeah.
He eyes the machine gun
Attached.
longingly.
Oh, no.
It is longingly looked at. He runs down.
Come back.
He runs down a hallway and he plugs into another computer area and falls unconscious while he's tapping into it. And we're going to see how many turns it's going to take him to get the next door open.
You said he falls unconscious?
Well, because he has a mental computer.
Is his head exposed?
Yes, his head is exposed.
Chris blows his brains out.
Okay.
He takes some of his DNA, maybe cuts off a hand, and then makes his way back out of this fucking hellhole death trap ship.
Okay.
Does tries to, oh shit, he also grabs the key fob for the bike.
There was no key fob for the bike.
Oh, then hopefully the DNA is a trick. And he sees if the bike will unlock.
It does not naturally unlock. I will let you try a very difficult mechanics roll to repurpose the entire scenario.
because it is
All
definitely
right.
working on him being alive. Yeah, that is not a good enough mechanics roll.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
the music in your background, dude.
That was
That's
perfect.
perfect.
Okay, so you're presumably going to try to get your communications going while you start trying to walk back to town, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm trying to open up comms with my peoples.
So we're now going to go back to the town. And that is, by the way, some deadly combat in the nature of Traveler. When things hit,
Yeah, I just
they
got
hit hard.
fucking wrecked.
Okay, so everyone's now back at town. Rye is able to initiate actions first because the other two people are kind of driving up. What would you like to do, Rye?
So presumably we were at some rented room, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Where was that said rented room?
In the home section on the lower
The homes. Okay. One
Yeah.
sec.
houses. Oh, houses. Yeah, you're gonna see your character sheet right.
Oh,
next
where
to it.
Chris? Yeah, where Chris,
Where Chris
is
Gaines
right
is.
now.
Yeah.
All right, let me change my token. Let me change back to Rye real quick because I was just listed as Bandit 4. So back to Rye. And okay, great. So they all went off to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hanging out. I didn't. I'd like to go to the shops again,
Okay.
and I'm specifically looking for things that. Okay, a few things. I'm looking for like a glass jar that I believe can hold sand, and then I'm going to be looking for like sifters type stuff because we know that there's scavengers like type stuff here, so that very much like, oh, there's something in the sand, but there's something valuable. I want to be able to like maybe find the most finely toothed or whatever sifter type thing.
Okay.
Essentially, I want to be able to try to sift eventually the black sand and the sand. So I'm looking for materials that would best fit for that. In addition to that, maybe a materials to be able to create a ladder, like a rope ladder thing, so that we don't have to try to jump down or
Okay.
you know what I mean.
You find a large kind of double-walled kind of coffee mug thing, and what you realize is if you put the black sand in this, you could put it up to some type of generator, whether it's a car or like one of the power generators that you're walking past. The black sand will move to one side. You can throw out the other sand, then close the jar and keep doing that to sift the sand out perfectly.
Okay.
And that's gonna cost you $1. And then you're gonna find just stray cables as you kind of walk around, and that could be woven into a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna cost you anything either.
So like $5.
Like no bucks. It seriously is like the garbage
No
around town.
buck.
You realize that you could just make a
Oh.
ladder out of it.
Oh, okay, cool. So then that's what I do. I make the stuff, and then I prep to sift, I guess.
Okay. Inside the ship, you easily could sift out of any power source. Just walk up to the engine essentially and take your box of sand. All the stuff's going to go towards the energy. Drop out all the sand, pull it back. You have pure sand, pure black sand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do for now, I guess.
Okay.
Do I? Yeah, I'm receptive to communicate.
Okay. I will let Chris Gaines do a. Do you have a communications roll, Chris?
I do.
I will let you roll it. At this distance, it's going to be a 10 to get any signal.
Well, here goes nothing.
That is a good roll.
11 and 6.
Yay!
Your communications are being boosted by the AI since you were in the vehicle already, and it goes straight into Rise headsets.
This is the Desert Eagle calling home, looking for the nest.
Chris, is that you?
Hey, darling. So I could use a pickup.
That sounds too good, dude.
Yeah, I got shot real good. We got ambushed pretty quick, like immediately.
Ooh. Okay.
But,
so, like, how bad? Because I know this. I know a guy. I know a guy in town. Should I bring him with me, or do you think you're gonna be okay for us to go get
Absolutely.
you and then?
Yeah, do not bring him here.
All right. I don't know where here is, so I'll find out.
Well, I ping you.
Okay.
Just rent a vehicle. Come get me. Erase the vehicle's nav when we get back, so that no one else gets these coordinates. Make sure we keep these coordinates unlocked, because we're gonna want to come back here when I have you guys, people I trust, because this person.
You're pretty talkative for somebody who's not feeling too good. You want me to come pick you up or not?
Yeah, I need to get this out just in case I don't make it.
Okay.
But this shithead tried to tell me he was a Marine, and then we get ambushed, and he just shivered and pissed himself.
Probably the fewer details I know, the better. I'm getting your location.
It was bad.
Less energy you spend, the better you'll feel. Let me hop on this. So I get the coordinates, and what time of day is this, storyteller?
He would have left with the guy at the darkest time of the night. That was the time they were supposed to meet with him. So you're probably now looking around sunrise.
Sunrise?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I will patrol the area. Someone has the other vehicle other than the police, or So I hit up whoever it is using my broker capability to get a good deal and not have to have any questions. Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure. Oh, I accidentally closed it. 1 second, guys. Skills.
By the way, Cole, that was the role you needed.
That was it was. Yeah, it was. And I'm gonna have to wrap up real soon, because I gotta get back early for work again, and I need to spend some family time.
Yeah. Any modifier on the broker getting some knowledge of how people work in the haggling?
You haven't haggled with them before, so no.
Okay, so no modifier in that roll.
Yes.
Is not bad at all.
That's a great roll. They will give it to you for 20 credits for the day, and normally it'd be a lot more.
Okay, so for the whole day, since it's early, I got all fucking day. Or sorry, excuse my language.
Roll your dex to try to drive.
Not horrible.
Not horrible.
7-4.
Roll your recon to find him.
Oh, there it is.
And that's good enough to find him with the ping. So
all right.
You pull up, and his armor is essentially blown off of his chest.
Okay. I presume I'd bring like a nutrition bar and like a water.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go, buddy. Let's go back. I'm gonna introduce you to my friend Omar.
Silent Browns are Metons.
Chris ejects his energy pack once he's in the vehicle, and he etches the coordinates for the ship inside the magazine well.
Okay. And since I know Michael or Kolb mentioned, ending early and it's already past 9, Shall we continue the Omar scene when we get back next week?
Yes, there's 2 things I want to do before we get to that.
Okay.
I need your computer roll to wipe the
Oh,
nav.
I'm so sorry. There it is.
Yep, that's good enough to wipe the nav.
Where?
Okay.
Okay, 11-4.
So, let's pull up the what are we going to do next game. So, we are now on Game 6 notes. Okay. What I would like is I am going to leave a slot for Chris, and we're just going to put a slot for every person, and then every person can fill in what they're planning to do next week so we can have that going. And
Okay.
so let me do one for the first person, and then we will do one for the next. And Rye. Okay, so Chris, can you type what you're going to be doing next week on your Game 6 notes?
Chris is going to be going to the doctor and then trying to organize a team to go back to their ship.
Okay. And you're typing that, or you wanting me to type that?
I'm typing it right now.
Okay. Okay.
Done.
So now, Nicholas, what is your plan for next week?
Oh, only one person can edit it at a time. Oops.
It's okay. Nicholas?
I mean, I think it really depends on what everyone else is doing. I mean, I guess I would look towards disassembling the ship, or I would look towards dealing with the police officers. I mean, it really depends on what everyone else wants to do.
Well, you might want to put down that the sand has the weird shape. You're leery of mines. Report on the scouting event, at least.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And when you're done typing that, tell me and we can have the next person go.
I don't know what I'm supposed to even be typing this.
It is in the Game 6 notes. I will show it to players again, so it should be right up front to you.
I'm having trouble editing it. I'll just write my own personal notes.
Well, I'll just type it for you. I'd just rather have it all where we can all deal with it. So, return from scouting and telling of weird shapes on sand, maybe getting too old, ship for salvage. Guns. Okay, and Baxter, what are your plans?
All right, I'm going to. Oh, there we go. Now it's updated with Nicholas's notes. So I'm going to go into the report scouting, arrest, broker, as per plan. Salvage old ship. And I'll gladly go with Chris once he tells us about his thing.
Okay.
And look for, or keep eyes open for black sand.
Okay. And when you're done with that, save, and then we can have Rye do hers. Okay. Rye,
Okay, great. Let
good
me
for
go
you to
ahead
do yours.
and. Yep. Thanks. So I'm going to take Chris to Omar. Continue assisting team. Assist. Nope, I can't spell. existing team review AI records of Tin Dragon.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you all again for the now 5th game of our Traveler. And I know we're a little later than normal, so I'll let everyone go and we can just talk about things they enjoyed or things they would like to focus on during the week. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
A good one.
Bye.